Sorry, that was too fast.
It was a news story.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
All right, they'll have it on the midday show, but there it is, the third round of bids coming from Paramount, Skydance, Netflix, and Comcast. So hopefully Warner Brothers does catch another bid underneath it. All right, man, you know, a flat day's not a red day, and as Neil said, man, take advantage of those big days when you do see them. So
well, that's the thing, like they just have to outweigh. Yeah, like whatever.
I mean, as you said, like no red months, right? I mean, that's what it's about, man. Make that profit.
Well, one of the things I look at, just when we're going to go there in a quick little second, is when you're reviewing your month, also have a look at, well, what is your biggest day in that month? Or maybe take your biggest 3 or 4 and average those out.
Yeah.
And then look at your biggest 3 or 4 losing days and average those out. And if the winners are bigger than losers, then you're going to be good. But a lot of times, you know, traders don't take that time to do that. So let's go over to the midday. We got Sharif, we got Joey options, SMR probably still going, I'm seeing or hearing.
Yeah. SMR is going crazy right now.
So
I got to go swimming. All right, see you guys. Ciao.
Live, we're doing it freaking live. Boom, boom, and boom. Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That is your boy, Joey Vest Options, and I'm Sharif. And where are the people?
I had to dress warm today, brother.
You got the bro vest on, my boy.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, if it's minus
5,000
outside, yeah, exactly. And I know my boy likes to have the AC on, so I had to be prepared. If it's minus 15 out there, at least minus 7 in here.
Oh, I got the long parka, man. Let's say hi to everybody,
all right,
Joey. Let's shout out to G Talk and Blue Arrow. Shout out to Hangry Wife as well. Christopher. We got Joe's Big, what? Joe's Big Daddy, I love this. Okay, so there's trolls now for Joe. Shout out to Jody Mills, Joey. Why not? Shout out to T, what's up? We got Roger Noonan. Shout out to OKI Coor, KC 526, 5,000. What are you talking about, Case? What's 5,000? What's going on? Fluffy Hippo, get it, girl. We got Frank Trades. We got even Rams in the chat, already being mean to everybody.
Yeah.
She's already trying to bully you in the chat, Joey. Shout out to Herbs. Who else, man? Oscaritos in the house. Holly, New York City. Rogelio, Concepcion. We got Jaguar Nut. We got Ahmed. We got Mike P.D. Ryder. We got King Clutch and Don Sharifo. Shout out to my man. We got Byron Hart and Grant Ratcliffe. Shout out to Cordero as well. Big Nephew. And one more, man. Let's go with one that I can actually read. We got Cha. Shout out to Cha. Good morning, Joey.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a pretty good session so far. A lot of things moving today. And it may not necessarily be the big tech names. We got New Scale Power moving, Bloom Energy as well, too. So a lot of solid moves. Aside from that, guys.
Bloom Energy was moving, Joey?
Bloom.
What's it up today, Joe?
Percentage-wise?
Just a light 10, huh?
Is that what it is? Just a light 10 ski? All right, cool, no problem. No, guys, the vest is not heated. Ram saying it's a life jacket, so.
Make sure just make sure you connect it, though.
I'm tapped.
Is it battery powered or AC?
Oh, connected. I get it. I see where you're getting at there. Now we're tapped in. Right. No, guys, let's break it. Let's break some things down here. We took 3 trades today. All 3 of them working out for us. It's unfortunate. What a massive move in SMR, up 10% in the morning. But aside from that, let's just see what we got going on. I punched right in at 20s. Again. 10 cents of risk, right? So 10 cents of risk, and I'm like, oh, this thing is really strong, and if we're gonna go with this much velocity to the top side, we're gonna break through that pre-market high, and then that's when I added at 2020. I wanted to add at 2010, but my cross was a little too wide, and it didn't fill me until a couple cents later, which is unfortunate, but at the end of the day, we're not gonna complain whatsoever. 10 cents of risk, we take our first partial off at a 2-to-1, and then we get all the way move up to 20.50, so a 5-to-1 there essentially on SMR. And then we were trading some Facebook leverage products here. That's going to be FBM. And we go 2 for 2. I was telling Neil, I'm like, oh, dude. He's like, hey, man, can I get this unblocked? And he's like, yeah, for sure. Check if it works. And then when I check, I type in the name, and then I hit a key by accident, and it punched me in. I'm like, okay, don't panic. Be cool, calm, and collective like a cucumber. And then sure enough, it works. Hey, man, when it works, it works. We get that move to the top side. And then once again, I'm like, let's try it here at the break of the volume weighted average price. We didn't get any hold there, so I got stopped out break even. So small wins. Anything south of this support level, I'm going to get involved in some more meta because I think we can start to climb a little bit higher here in today's session, guys.
Yeah, man, not too many green Mag 7 names. Tesla barely holding on. NVIDIA's 1%, and then Meta clearly the outlier here, but most notably, Meta is down 2% since the bell rang. It's still up 3 2/3 on the day, but giving back a little bit, much like the overall market. All right, let's get down to work. GNPX, we're long here. Where are we long? Thank you, advertisement. Love you. Thank you for blocking the screen. We are long at 55s. We are showing 55s right now. I'm looking at defending into the volume weighted average price. I happen to like this area breakout. Take a gander at all the resistance levels that we had at 40, and then lo and behold, we clear it. We start using it as support. So I'm trying to work my way into GNPX. I like this one. Anything below VWAP, though, literally will end the trade for me, as we're not going to DCA below there. QCLS. I perceived a bull flag to be forming here on QCLS. The problem is, upon further inspection, you can kind of gauge the trend is still to the downside. And here's what I mean by that. Like, I don't want to be lured into these bull flag continuations, because this is the third one. First bull flag, 855 breakout, boom, compression pattern. Second bull flag, 940 or 935 breakout, boom, compression. Third bull flag, 1005, boom, consolidate. So, I mean, are we going to get a fourth bull flag on the day? I don't know. And what I don't like is the umpteen amount of lower highs we've been putting in since we put in that 795 high. So I'm on the lookout here. QCLS, I'd like it off another or a lower area of support. I'm thinking 6 3/4, maybe 6 2/3. I don't know about that 6.5, because that is below VWAP. So QCLS is in focus for me. WRAP, wrap. Look, liking this one as well. It's a bit of clearly a bull flag here with an upward channel forming. It looks to be finding support at the deepest area off the 10 EMA on the 5-minute chart. 255 high. You're not getting much in the way of a big boy move notionally. You're, you know, where did we close out yesterday? Like a little bit above $2, high days 55. VWAP on this sucker, $2.39. I could be persuaded to give this one a try, right? But we'll have to wait and see. Last but not least, before we see what your boy Joey Options is punching into there, PMCB. Look, very consolidative, but has a tendency when it makes an area high to, you guys know, it's going to mean revert right back. Once, twice, OB, he is the one, possibly thrice, into 15, because this one hasn't mean reverted quite back yet, Joey. So I'm keeping an eye here on PMCB. The ideal trade on this bad boy is to pick it off that dollar, maybe $1.03, $1.02, whatever the hell you want to do there, and then ride it up into the mid-teens, maybe even better. So we're going to keep an eye out on these bad boys. And there's more, obviously, to talk about, but we needn't speak about them all at one time. GNPX, Joey, I didn't get that DCA below the $0.50, but it is now knocking on the door of 60 pennies. I put the order at 59. It's, in fact, actually showing me 59 on the ask, but it's got to get the cross for me to get the print there. Uh-oh. Lizberto.
Uh-oh.
He's dropping cash in the chat. 5 big ones. Shout out to Lizberto. We're doing a freaking live, man. Thanks for the advice yesterday on doing leaps. I feel much more at peace just waiting. Is it a Ram, what have you done, man? Is it a heated vest, Joey? No, Joey, the people are going to need to see proof.
What?
So you're going to need to do a little 360 there to prove, you know, that there's no cables or anything.
I'm not tapped in.
Nah, it's a bro vest, guys. It's a bro vest.
It's a finance bro vest. It's just a vest,
It's a finance bro vest, Joe.
It's a
being
vest.
crazy.
All right. So Machado too, Lizberto. Yeah, man. It's just giving yourself the ability to sleep. Joey, the situation, you got it. Oh, Jody. Oh, I thought you were gonna say what? Oh, the situation.
I missed that in the chat there, Joey.
Yeah.
Well, look.
Hey, man.
You gotta look. You know, the viewers ask.
Yeah.
And the viewers get. Come on, Joe.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Bro.
Listen. You never know, man.
Don't
Maybe we
disappoint Jody like that.
Yeah,
Jody.
I would never, ever,
Don't
ever.
disappoint Jody.
There's zero chance that would ever happen. Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, guys, good move, Lizberto. Lizberto on buying those leaps. It just helps you sleep at night. You're just not in the back of your mind like, oh no, I'm running out of time as day by day. And each individual day passes and you're just losing to theta. So I mean, nice work. That's all. That's all you, my friend. All right, let's get involved in a little bit more meta here, guys. We're gonna give it 10 cents risk. We're going small on this one, just in case we do crack through some key support levels. I'm gonna start relatively small. If it works once, if it works twice, you know what they say typically, Sharif, right?
What they say?
Third time's a charm. But let's see if we got going on. We have another super chat. You can post that up on the good old screen there, Assassino. What happened with Netflix? Let's take a look with NFLX. Listen, guys, we were talking about meta for some time. Yeah, we might break through. I only got 10 cents of risk here on META, and then I'm gonna hop out, just keeping those risk measures in tight. Yeah, this is what you want to see. The more it sells off, the more I like it, essentially. Just a super strong name. At the end of the day, down 24% off of those highs. If you bounce into some key levels, who knows? You might run into 94s or anything along that. Indecision prints at extreme lows. We're going to be looking to buy a little bit of NFLX for sure.
All right, guys, we're working our way into this position here on QCLS. This one may have bamboozled me. It's still putting in some higher lows. I just don't know how I feel about this one below 7. Look, 7 is not like some very specific area of technical support. It is the whole dollar level, which may or may not be. What do we got? We got 22s on right now, so we're gonna go ahead and post in the 30s. It's still generally holding the 10 EMA on the 5, but I am worried about the lower highs. It felt like it was changing trend. Look at that candle on the 5-minute chart at 1050. That's the area low, and then basically every subsequent candle after that has a higher low. It doesn't mean it has to keep doing it though. So we're gonna keep an eye out on that, and I'll likely defend this into the 6 mid-90s, just because this one has a tendency to have like a lot of lower wicks on the 5-minute candles. So if that's the case, maybe I can get the money fill and we'll see what we get. All right, so let's talk about SLS as well, because I saw somebody mention that in the chat. This is up 15 and change. Look, it's not doing too much in the way of volume on SLS. We've got, I believe, 5 million shares on a $1.78 name. It is, though, putting in a nice little pattern there. Good possible bull flag breakout with the price holding above the 10 EMA, above that $1.75. The volume weighted average price takes us down to a $1.70. That is where I draw my line in the sand. So I don't mind working into this into the right levels. So SLS in focus for me. And then look at this one, Joey. I mean, if I'm not going to punch into EYPT, am I really Egyptian?
No, not
I mean,
at all,
that's
brother.
as close as thicker Egypt you're going to get. We just need that G, Joey.
We're going to revoke that card, brother, if we don't get it.
Revoke that card.
If it doesn't...
EYPT, Randy, that's the name of the ticker. Just need that G in there, and then, you know, it's good.
Yeah.
We can claim this one. No, but seriously, EYPT looking real good over here, above the 10 EMA and the 5. The 10 EMA and the 5, Joey, is at 6 1/3 high a day, 17 on the dot. The volume weighted average price all the way down at 16. It's up 13 1/3. So I'm going to keep my eye on this one. I don't have to jump into it super quick, but it is definitely one I'm keeping my eye on. So for right now, we're in a couple of trades. QLCS, here we go, Joey, up into the $0.25. Seller, there's the print. Okay, good look now. Are we putting in some more highs? Seller at 28, can't shake them. We can't shake them. I'm waiting at 33s for the next one. Let's go ahead and wait a little bit higher. We're going to go 39er on that one. So we need to clear some of these, this resistance area in and around 1/4 to 1/3 of a dollar. Let's see if we can squeeze into the $0.50. Packing my patience here on QLCS. Hope I don't get bamboozled. The other one, GNPX, as I mentioned, this is still holding above the 10 EMA, but for now, we'll have to wait and see about this one. I do have an order just south of the $0.50 to see if I can get a money fill on GNPX. That is my focus at the moment, my man. What do you got?
Yeah, good stuff, guys. We're starting to cook up a little bit here in FBL. 7.5% here, 3.5% roughly in Meta itself. This is a 2x daily leverage. Bang, and there it goes. I mean, I told you guys we're going to start relatively small on this, but we're just going to continuously hammer this one until it's proven otherwise that it's going to want to tank a little bit more. So we'll take a smidge off, nothing substantial.
Smidge.
I wouldn't mind if I can get a position to add a little bit more. Okay. So if it does a breakdown below 33.70, then yeah, we're definitely going to be looking for a rebound. But some nice indecision prints off of those. What's Egypt doing? It's going.
No, we're not in Egypt yet, bro.
Oh, okay, all right. So I got a quick little story. I got a little story because Mike Peter Ryder said another volcano erupted in West Sumatra yesterday. The planet is upset about something. I want to talk about this real quick. So there's this place called It's called the Blue River, I forget what. Anyways, in Jamaica. Anyways, so essentially what happens is you have the mineral water from the mountains coming down, and then it creates this beautiful mineral water pond. But the issue is that people are really, really dirty and disgusting and throw their plastic and their garbage in this beautiful like oasis. And I have pictures of it. But what's not on screen is in the sign where on the side where the waves are, like everything just kind of cools off and the tide goes, is just garbage, garbage, garbage. And the locals who own shops there don't clean it. And I'm like, how could you have something so beautiful and be so disruptive and destructive of something like this? So it's just taking advantage. I'm a planet lover, to be honest with you. I love nature. I think it's beautiful, and sometimes it pains me to see what we do to certain things. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys.
All right, well, the market giveth and the market taketh away. So here we go. We got the breakout into 7.5 on QCLS. There's 7. Let's see if we can get a little bit at 7. I'm going to defend this into an area low. The area low takes me about to 6 3/4. We got 13s on now with the new DCA. So let's post some orders to the high side in case this one does catch a price spike up. QCLS trying to hold above 7, but just did make a candle of indecision right now into an area low. That is that $7 area. So we're going to keep a close eye out on that. Separately, GNPX stopped me out. Got one beak wetter, ended up losing the volume weighted average price. That ends my trade there. We're going to focus now on QCLS as well as PMCB, because this one is not being quick to give it up. So it had done it multiple times prior where it had got into an area high and it was immediately quick to reverse. It's not quite doing that this time. In fact, it's actually holding up now with how many candles with higher lows? 1, 2, 3. We're on our 4th right now on PMCB. Yeah, up 44%. Not a bad look at all. Let's see if we can work in a little bit here. I'm going to get half the position that I normally take. The reason is because if it goes against me, and it very much might, given what it's done on the day, I'd like to have the room to be able to dollar cost average into that $5, which is the volume weighted average price. Reason I'm getting in here, because if it goes without me, then I've got nothing to show for it. So we'll get in half the position now, and then that $5 where VWAP is at will be an area of me for an area to focus on for me. Let's throw in a couple of beak wetters into area highs, and I'll also put that DCA right into the 10 EMA and then one at VWAP. So we'll go ahead like that into this level here, and then we'll go just like that right above the volume weighted average price, see if we can catch something in and around that level. How's my QLCS doing? Well, it's losing 6. It's losing 6. It's losing 7. It's on its way down, possibly into that 675. That 675 is the area I'm keeping my eye on for the area break, this area specifically right here. So let's go ahead and put some orders in the 88 so we can pick up some there, and then we'll have some right into that 75 area. We'll front run it obviously a little bit there. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on. Let's go ahead and see the other one, PMCB. Still nothing doing there, Joey. What do you got on your side?
Yeah. And by the way, I remember the name. It's called Salt River. So for my fellow Jamaicans, I don't live too far from Salt River. I drive down there in the mornings. We bathe in the mineral water, et cetera, et cetera. But what we're bathing in right now is Facebook without any question as it continues to climb a little bit higher. Risk to reward ratios are extremely important. So shout out to Neil for getting this one on block there. Sharif, FBL, the 2X daily leverage right here. 33.78 is where we're in. Let's see if we can hold our last little bit. I told you I was just going to start relatively small on this. We never got that dip back into 33.70. It just started to move right back towards the volume weighted average price. I think a lot of it has to do with these indecision prints around these lows at key support levels. And I'm like, with a strong name, you have to take that opportunity, and with our risk profile being relatively tight, it seems to be working out for now. As for Netflix, you might see a potential bottom here. Just be patient, wait for this thing to slowly curl over. We had a strong aggressive down day yesterday, and it started to continue this morning, but you are running into yesterday's lows, and then that's where you're starting to see a couple indecision prints right there. So maybe, Sharif, we take some small size on NFLX to see if we can get a move back towards the volume weighted average price. Who is it? The Jameson.
PMC. Where is it at? Oh, no, Joey. It's only up 1.62, man.
Oh, only?
I thought it was going to be a lot more than that, man.
Oh, man.
PMC? No, we need a little bit more than that. Not Taiwan Semi, the metals company. Shout out to Jameson. Can I get 2 PAMs? You can get 2 bangs, my man. We don't have
what are PAMs, though?
What?
What's that, a PAM?
Pamp? Oh, okay. So we used to say pamp it instead of pump it.
Oh,
so that's
pamp it.
Pamp it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but you get one of these.
Oh, okay.
It can be it can be followed by a. So anyway, no, in all seriousness, nice call on FBL. 38 call would have been a nice profit. I know, my friend. I know that this thing's cooking up today. I think we have a chance to recover. I mentioned that earlier. Just going to take a little bit of time for this market to kind of get its feet up under it. Bitcoin running into that $53 level. Let's pull up the options chain actually here and take a look at it, because I think that there is going to be a supply zone that we were talking about the other day on Bitcoin, and then sure enough, we're running into it right here. 53,000 bang, or sorry, $53, 20,000 contracts with 3,700 traded on today's session. So we're running into that supply zone right there, guys. We're gonna need a lot more volume and momentum in order for us to break through that level, Sharif.
All right, guys, we just took the first profit taker on PMCB. It just popped into the high of the day of 120. It is at the high of the day now. Here we go. I've got an order at 22. By definition, it'll have to clear the high of the day. There's 21, Joey. Here's 22. We can't get the print until it crosses, showing 22 again, but a lot of red came in on the time and sales there. That means people are taking profits and or getting short at the high of the day. There's 22 again. Nary a print, and there it goes, Joey. It is now 24's high of day. We're posting at 25, and now we're going to post at 28. Watch out, though, for the mean reversion. It's done it at 9 a.m. It's done it at 10 a.m. And now it's 11:20, so it's due. But that's why I've got my orders waiting there to defend the volume weighted average price for a possible retracement back on PMCB. We're going to be careful on this one. We got 14s on. Best print so far is the 22 penny area. I also want to bring your attention to ASTX. So it's not a small cap gapper in the strict sense, because it's a leveraged ETF for ASTS, which is that space company, right? So they had a good headline yesterday, nothing really today, but this is the chart pattern right now on ASTX. I type in ASTS, it's ASTX. So this is the 2 times, I believe, leverage. Hold on, we'll maintain. Correspond to 2 times the daily. Yeah, so it's 2 times. It's at the day high right now. Look at that clean hold off the 10 EMA on the 5, and up it goes into the high of the day, 44.14. It's a bit more expensive, obviously. 40 some odd bucks, but it's up 30% and it's looking real good, man. So we're gonna keep tabs on that. Oh boy, QLCS just came into the volume weighted average price, and this, it has to hold. Otherwise, I'm in a lot of trouble here, Joey, so I'm gonna send it to you to put in my stops.
Do your thing, brother, do your thing, 21, do your thing. All right, guys, yeah, Gora, brother, I was looking for you all morning. I'm like, where are you, my guy? I haven't seen you in the chat, so I'm glad that you're starting to trim a little bit on Meta. I mean, that's a big time buy, and I was telling Travman as well too. I'm like, yeah, we didn't get as much size just yet on Meta. I do believe that we can continue to climb a little bit higher. And I'm talking about the long term, but from a swing perspective, I think Netflix is going to be potentially the next victim that we're going to be looking to trade and put on a swing trade with that. I bought some SMR this morning in my personal account as well too, the swing one that is, and that's been working out relatively well. So why was I looking to buy this? We'll just break it down from a daily and see what we got going on. You're down, Sharif and I were talking, you're down 70% off of the highs. You have some indecision prints forming a base right there around 1776, and as soon as it opens up above the top end of the range, I'm like, all right, let's get involved. So I was looking at this name earlier this morning as well too, and sure enough, you're starting to cut a little bit of those percentage points off minute by minute. So down 60%, so 10% off of those lows, and we like what we got going on. Wow, Netflix starting to get a little bit of a bounce here, guys. Let's see if we can start to get involved with this. I was talking with someone in the chat. I'm like, you know what? There's still some selling pressure here, but from a 5-minute. Not too bad of a look. You play the break of that close on the candle, boom, and there you go. You get another pop. What is the 1 minute telling us right there? Yeah, lots of indecision, lots of bases being formed. So keep an eye out on any form of pullback in that 102 level to hold, because it is right now.
All right, PMCB. I added into the area highs here because it's not really retracing. This is a risky trade by adding into these area highs because it has, as I've mentioned, a tendency to mean revert. It's just hung out at the highs here for longer than it has prior. So it's keeping me a little optimistic that we may get continuation into the third of a dollar. It's showing 20s right now. The high is 24s. I added right here, right at 20. So it's changed my cost basis from the 12s that I had before into 18s now. So it means like I'm flat or 1 penny in the money. So we'll see what we get, but I'm gonna do the same thing that I always do on these, defend them into key levels until they break down, and then we'll get out of them, and it'll be the wrong trade. So here it comes. It's going against me now. Coming back into 14, 10 EMA on the 5 is at 11s. The prior bar low is 108. So a loss of 108 does get me a little bit concerned, but nice buy up there. Let's see if we can get some continuation on this one. ASTX printed another high day as we were speaking, by the way. Super chat says Assassino. Let's have a look. Yes, Jacka 2296 dropping a couple of bucks in the chat. We're gonna thank Jacka for that. Up $200,000 this week. LF freaking G. Check out Path up 20%. Yes, UiPath did report yesterday. It is on the morning note. We'll check out Path for the OG. Jacka. Shout out to Arsenal, by the way, who won again yesterday.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, everyone check
Shout
out
out Jacka, though. Jacka, if you want to go party in Mexico or something, let me know, brother. Up 200 smackers. We can have a little fun with it.
He's in Mexico?
I don't know. I'm just inviting him. Like, hey, man, you got 200 smacks. Look at this, Joey. Let's go, man.
There's the breakout yesterday after the earnings report yesterday on Path, and there we are making another higher high today. Looks like there's a flat top brewing here, Joey, at around 18 bucks a little south, but that is a good look on UiPath. We'll be getting to that on the news. It is part of the morning note today, so we'll get to that and we'll talk about all the details about that, Joe.
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, priorities first, though. Wedding. Congratulations.
Ryan Wedding? You don't know who Ryan Wedding is?
No.
That's crazy.
Who is that?
That's like one of the biggest drug dealers in all of North America, and he's a former Canadian Olympian turned drug lord being defended by the Sinaloa cartel. You don't know this guy?
No, I don't know.
They call him like giant, or because he's like 6'3".
He's big, eh?
He's a big boy,
big
bro.
Dude. Hey,
you don't know Ryan Wedding?
No, man.
That's crazy.
No. I was.
FBI's looking for him.
He's looking for him, eh? Well, I mean, if he's getting.
You know where he is, Joey?
In Mexico?
Maybe. I'm assuming.
I
he's
thought
being
you knew
defended by
where
the Sinaloa cartel.
Yeah, well, he's probably over in Sinaloa, Mexico. But yeah, I mean, hey, man, congratulations on the wedding. Those 200, that 200K is definitely going to help there. He's under Joey's vest, says. Hey, man, listen. Hey, listen, you never know what happens over here at Wilson Capital, right? We could take on a little, actually, no, I shouldn't say that whatsoever.
Hold on.
All right, guys, yeah, pause. But no, in all seriousness, guys, we're seeing him.
This guy right here, Joey.
Oh,
they're looking for him. He was in Salt Lake in 2002.
Oh, yeah?
And he was an Olympian. Now look what the FBI just seized. A $13 million Benz that this guy had.
Wow.
They made like all of 3 of these. Randy, you like this car? You know about Ryan Wedding, that Canadian CLK GTR, right?
Yeah, Ryan,
there it is.
Shout out Ryan Wedding.
Yeah, man, that's the guy, bro. I can't believe you don't know. And Randy will take it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take it as well. So, I mean, there it is, guys. Yeah, let's see if we can get some ad potentials here in FBL. That's going to be the META 2X daily leverage. Netflix looking like it wants to put in a new low of the day. Glad that we didn't grab this one, guys. If it breaks, we're still going to look for some indecision. There is selling pressure within these prints, so you can see that we open up here, you get the selling off, but you do close slightly bullish, but we push price all the way up to 102.28, and then it closes around 102.19, so roughly 10 cents off of that. Who, your girl
Big
KC?
Here?
No, it's Casey. Oh yeah, we shouldn't say unless it's Big Smile.
What?
Casey. I was gonna say it's your girl KC over there.
I thought you said Big Smile.
No, but we shouldn't go like unless it is Big Smile. All right, stay green, y'all. Not feeling it this session. Stay safe, y'all. Tomorrow a new day. Look, savvy
Get it, Case.
veteran.
Yeah, you're
Savvy
exactly.
veteran.
I was about to say that.
Savvy
She knows when to walk away.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
That's the best.
Case.
That's the best skill. But other than that, man, we're sitting in some Facebook, our Meta 2X leverage. Let's see if we can get some moves higher, guys.
All right, guys, I'm still holding here the same positions. QCLS working a little bit off that dip into 6.5, right back above into the volume-weighted average price. So still 20 pennies out of the money. But I do like how it's holding up at VWAP. It loses VWAP. If it loses the $0.50, essentially, I'm out of this one. That's where I put my out, which is an area low. I'm worried about this one because it's continuing to put in lower highs. So that does concern me a little bit. Second trade that I've got on, though, PMCB. We just bounced off the 10 EMA, and the 10 EMA is now kind of jiving with a previous area of resistance. So I'm looking for this one to hold and take out that $0.25. I built up my position into this one. I did punch in at the highs. I had to because it could have gone without me. I didn't have to, but I felt obligated to in case this one really get going, and I only had some shares left. So it's holding up nicely off technical levels. Let's see if we get continuation. It's up a little bit less than 50%. We're gonna pause for a minute, guys, to go up and do the crypto segment. Ooh.
Now let's take a look here at Bitcoin, which right now kind of consolidative. I want to talk about a story here, though, with the CFTC out here in the U.S. That is the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, which announced that apparently leveraged spot crypto trading is going to be going live. Of course, this actually backs up what we know here about U.S. President Donald Trump and the Trump admin. They're trying to push crypto. And so apparently they're allowing this federally regulated crypto trading through their regulated platforms, which are going to start offering leveraged spot digital asset products as of next week, starting with Bitnomial. That's a exchange regulated here in the U.S. by the U.S. derivatives watchdog. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. But interesting look here, crypto trading opening up on a more regulated basis. Let's take a look here at Ethereum as well. As we've looked at the BTC daily chart, Ethereum, much like Bitcoin, actually having a slightly higher low in the daily chart before pushing higher, though. Ethereum looking better intraday today than Bitcoin is. We'll have to keep an eye and see how these continue to evolve. But as we mentioned, as of late, a lot of these crypto names kind of all trading in tandem with one another in terms of how these charts look on the daily. We're going to send you back up to Joe and Sharif for more trading action.
All right. Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say?
What do you bang?
There goes PMCB to the high side. Another high day. I don't feel too bad for punching in at highs. In fact, I added a little bit more at 17s because it was holding up quite well off the 10 EMA on the 5. We're not out of the woods, man, because we did punch in at a little bit of a higher level. So I'd like for this one to clear 29s. That's, in fact, where the high of the day is currently. I've got a profit taker at 33s and then at 38s. So PMCB looking to do some damage here, and we want to ride this wave up 60 nice ones. Shout out to my man Roland Joe. Sharif, my man, have you teased Joe yet about Chelsea? Brother, he's not really a soccer fan.
Yeah, like, London's blue, baby.
Oh, don't say that around me, dude. Come on, bro. You don't even like soccer. That's just like me, championing the Canadians.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
come on.
You can't do that. That's crazy.
Nah, that's crazy, Joey.
That's crazy.
You're entitled to like who you like, but Randy, your phone just fell on the floor, brother. My bad, man. Sorry, I didn't realize. Look at this guy. He's got the Porsche on there. Look at that. Beauty, man. All right. Yes, Chelsea gave Arsenal a bit of a hard time because they were kicking ankles all game, and they ended up getting a red card. No. He went studs up. He got a straight red. Caicedo, he got a straight red.
Straight red.
He went studs up into the dude's right in the area where there's no shin guard protection. No, it was actually a bad foul. Joey,
no, I won't even lie. I played 1 year of soccer in high school.
Yeah.
And that actually hurts, man. When you're
there's no
but it doesn't require some
child press.
You say.
Yeah, but brother, where are you? You're 10 points behind Arsenal now. So you can gloat that, you parked the bus in front of the goal and yeah, you prevented us from getting that winner. But the fact of the matter is, you're eating our dust right now, baby. You're 10 points behind us. So shout out to Chelsea. You know who's a closet Chelsea fan?
Who?
ADL. And he had me thinking that he was an Arsenal fan back in the day, and I was like under the impression he actually liked Arsenal. So I started calling him Arsenal Adam, and then he asked me to stop, and I understand why. I'm like, that's a great name, Arsenal Adam.
He's blue.
Because And you know how I found out? Because he keeps going to all the Chelsea games.
Oh,
He's
really?
been to no Arsenal games. I was
Oh,
like,
man.
this guy, he had me going there for a second.
London is really
Shout
good,
out, man. Shout out to Gorev. Shout out to Liverpool. I feel bad for you guys, man. You guys are hurting this year, but shout out to my man Mo Salah. Someone explain to me why Omar Marmoush is not playing. What is the beef between him and Pep right now? Pep's got beef with Omar, and I don't understand why. The dude is a lot better than some of the people he's putting on. Anyway, here we go, Joey. PMCB, $1.33. We got 20s on, and we added aggressively into this position a couple of times. Here we are at today's high, just wet the beak there at 31s, just to de-risk a little bit. Still waiting for that 33 print. Then we're waiting at 38s. Let's go ahead and wait a little bit higher here in case we get a price spike up. I'm going to wait at 42s. Let's see what PMCB has to offer us here, guys. Really, really good look. I was a little hesitant punching in because it had reverted off this level multiple times. I'm talking about that $1.20 level that it couldn't shake, and it shook it this time. Up into 33s we go. Joey, we're up 67%.
All right. Someone says, why do we never mention BBAI? Well, we'll do it right now. BBAI up to $6.78, guys. Not too bad whatsoever. There was the ad opportunity on Facebook. I think we might break up. We'll talk about that momentarily right after we get back from the Big Beard. We know Katina Man loves this one. Oh, no, Netflix. Sharif, we got to take this bad boy on the good old 1 minute. Sorry, I am kind of digressing here, but that's all right. We want to put on an additional trade. Come on. Come on, sweet darling. You could do it. Yay. You can do it. All right, we got to give this one 20 cents, so we're going to start relatively small right here. If it breaks the low of the day, we're out of this one. NFLX, FBL, we're getting involved. All right, so as for Big Bear AI, guys, a big-time move. Even yesterday's session was relatively strong. Much stronger today, so taking that strong hand without any form of questioning. As for the daily, breaking through some key resistance zones, and you're punching through some key levels, so that's not too bad of a look whatsoever. But Facebook, or Netflix, instantly in the money, Sharif. Oh, starting to come back in right now. But that's all right. So someone asked me, Joe, why not go double the size on Meta compared to FBL? Well, you got to take buying power into consideration. You know how much 100 shares of Meta is? 60K. So 200 shares are going to cost you 6 figures, all right? So opposed to this one where it's going to cost literally a fraction of that, all right? So that's why we trade these leverage and you get that 2 to 1. You can really amplify that buying power and take advantage of that because we're up double the amount of percentage. But what is really working right now, it's up double. What's working right now on the double is Netflix. Why is this printing?
You ever go into Subway and ask for double meat?
No.
That's crazy.
No,
you never ask for double meat in any of your orders? You never say double meat?
No. Is that bad? Why you ask for it?
Constantly.
Oh, okay. But they usually, man, I asked for a little extra onion, and these guys are giving me a hard time. Yeah. Just keep the vegetables fresh. Bang. There it goes. NFLX, a little piece off there, off the top, right into 102.10s. So we're rocking and rolling in Facebook and in Netflix so far. Man, so a while ago, I remember the last time I was at Chipotle, and I'm like, yeah, man, please have a little bit more rice. And they're like, sure. Gives me like a half spoon. I'm like, no, can I have more rice, please, and thank you. Gives me another half spoon. I'm like, dude, listen, I had to tell him straight. I'm like, just give me an additional full spoon of the rice. And he's like, oh, all right, sorry, sir. And I'm like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, he's probably instructed, Joey, by the owner.
Yeah, not so much, right? Then you got to charge extra. He's like, hey, man, do you want guac too? I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, it's extra $3, buddy. I'm like,
yeah, I don't like the nickel and diming, but
like,
can I say something to you though? Sure. My brother-in-law runs like a small. It's like he's got coffee, and little treats. Yeah, it's called Milk and Honey in Laguna, right? And Joey, they keep raising the minimum wage on him, and his margins are already bupkis the way it is. And then inflation ate into everything. He had to raise prices, so it's tough for a lot of these retailers, man.
It is. But I mean, you have the mom and pop shop compared to a major publicly traded company like
it's complete mom and pop.
You know what I mean?
Complete mom and pop.
So there we go. Netflix.
You've been there? AI plug for real? You've been to the Milk and Honey in Laguna? Or it's not even in Laguna, it's actually Aliso Viejo. Or Aliso Viejo, something like that? Anyway,
I thought I had more shares of
What happened,
Why
Joey?
did it only give me...
Aliso Viejo, yes, man. You guys are awesome. King Clutch, wait. Yes, that's my brother-in-law, man. Go tell him you know me, and he's going to hook you up. okay? His name's
So yeah, way to compress the margins a little bit more there, Sharif.
Well, you never know. You wait over a client for life, you hook him up one time, he comes back.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
That is my brother-in-law's,
yeah.
man. It's called Milk and Honey. Shout out to King Clutch 007. He's been there a few times. Yeah, man, just go. You'll get hooked up. Don't worry, I'll let him know. I was going to send him a message right now. So.
Yeah, hey, man, I got some customers for you. Yeah, no, that's good stuff. Netflix working out relatively well for us here, guys. NFLX cooking up, and we're still sitting in some Facebook as well, too. If it comes back to our break-even, I'm out.
What happened, Joey?
I don't know. For some reason, I think it's hitting me on more shares on my outs than what I'm actually hitting on the keys.
What happened,
No,
happened,
I'm not buying that, man.
What happened, Joey?
There's no way I meant to do that. That's crazy.
You think I meant to punch out?
Yeah.
And all those times you went like this to me?
Did you? Oh, no, I would never. I never do that, man. When you get out.
Get out of here, bro. Joey, we're doing it freaking live right now on PMCB, man. This thing keeps making new area highs. It's a $1.34 high. We were initially in at 12s. We added at 20s. We added at 17s, and we've been wetting the beak. And here we are again at that $1.34. There's a monster seller at 34 that we can't shake. But the good news is, there it is, Joey, blowing through all the levels, man. Give me my money, man. There we go, a $1.47 high. There's 43s again. Let's post up a little bit higher here because I only got 43s on that. I didn't actually get 47. There's 43 again. Now we're going to post at 47 and 49 to jump in front of that resistance at the $0.50. There it goes, Joey, and wets the beak again at 47. So we're waiting for 49. Now we're going to wait at 54s. It is now up 81% and really getting going here. PMCB looks to be the best of the bunch in the world of small cap gappers. Be on the lookout, though. We are getting quite extended away from the breakout area, and typically what that means, mean reversion time, and it can be certainly mean. So get ready, get some stops, get some trailing stops, do whatever you do that works within your system, but be on the lookout here, Joey, we could revert.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm just going over actually my activity log here, Sharif. So it was punching me out a little bit more shares than what I typed in. But anyways, it's neither here nor there. We're out of this one. Not too bad of a trade there on Netflix. It might continue to grind. Let's break this down on why I decided to get in on this specific print compared to the other ones. I can't stress it, Sharif. I feel like, you know how when you tell people about small caps, you're like, hey man, they're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like this. I feel like a broken record, but I think it's such a thing of beauty is volume price analysis. It just tells you so many things, and this is essentially what we got going on. I don't take it here. Not necessarily for the reason there was a good opportunity, but what we have is this engulfing print followed by an indecision candle. We've talked about this on multiple occasions. So as soon as the high of that candle breaks, we take the long. So if we get a retest, like, let's not beat around the bush on the fact that this downtrend is still fully intact, but you can take these micro scalps kind of like we're doing right now, and if you're fortunate enough to be in the trade, when it breaks through that downtrend, well, guess what? You might get some continuation. Neil likes the trend line breaks, and sure enough, there it is. But just listening to what price action and what volume is telling us gives you worlds and worlds of edge. And I think it's extremely important to really hone in on this. If you haven't read the book, it's Anna Cooling's Volume Price Analysis. It takes a while to fully grasp it, but the more you realize and the more you hyper-focus on volume by time profiles and correlate that with price action, you can set yourself up with some beautiful systems, man.
I like it, Joey. And this is kind of what I wanted to make the point about. Assassino, let's show them this over here because this is the type of trading you are going to run into with these small cap gappers. And that's what I said. I said it to you guys very specifically in Rewind. We are getting extended away from the breakout area. The breakout area is a $1.20. Right? You get into that $1.47. Look what we're forming, Joey. We got the mother of all topping tails now starting to form. So be on the lookout. In addition to the fact that it made a topping tail candle, it also made the first area low. What I'm going to be keeping an eye out, do we fail below that $1.20? My thesis is the breakout level was the 120 area, and I have some good support behind that thesis. Once, twice, as I mentioned, he is the one thrice through that 120 area on the third attempt. So if that 120 area doesn't hold, then that's not the trade for me, okay? I'll have to wait until it sets up a little bit differently. So we're still up here. We're not giving it up too quickly. We're still hanging out in the mid-30s. but be on the lookout because it could turn on you. Now, somebody asked me, 2 New York cents asked me in the chat, Sharif, why'd you get out of QCLS? It's moving back up. You're right. It is moving back up. But I make these observations about the price action relative to the 10 EMA. You guys know I love to buy off the 10 EMA, but I'm very alive to the fact that once a 10 EMA is given up as a level of support, it sometimes, not always, sometimes will start acting as that resistance level. And that's what I'm seeing here with QCLS, Assassino. I see this area over here rejecting the 10, rejecting the 10, rejecting. It's rejecting the 10 EMA and the 5 now that it's dropped below it. In addition to that, it is still making that pattern of lower highs, which is uninterrupted. So I need to see a trend change. Number one, it's got to get back and hold above the 10 EMA. I'm not talking about a quick wick, a clearing and a holding. Number two, ideally, and I'm not probably going to wait for this, ideally, it changes the trend of the lower highs by getting above that 750 area. Now, waiting for that 750 area means that you're missing a whole lot of potential profit. So what I think I will do is wait for a clearing and a holding above $7 as opposed to that 750, and I'll work my way back in if I like what I see. QCLS is still above a lot of good technical levels, so I don't want to write it off. But yeah, it is looking like it's getting a little heavy here. And so is PMCB, because it's coming right back down into that 1 1.25 level. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my stop 1 penny below my entry, and that's what we're going to do. So if, we won't give back anything, if at all, right there. I want to go into ASTX. It's quite expensive, but it's really got a great chart pattern here, man. This is very, very clean. And look at, it's not always great when you're going long and you're seeing red candles, but you do want some red candles if you're trying to get with a good price.
Yeah.
And so here's what I mean. Look at this. Green, 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 area red gives you an opportunity to get in.
Red,
green,
boom.
red, exactly. And then you don't get too many of them.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Oh, look at that. Is that 5 minute? Is that the 5
That's a
minute?
5,
Oh,
yeah.
look at that.
This
what's
one
your
here?
green line? That's your 10, right?
That's a 10.
Look at that red print right there. Bang, you take that
right
out
above.
break, right above
exactly.
it, right away.
Right above, Joey. And look at the candle subsequent. The first 5 minute candle will make a new high, so you get that confirmation. So ASTX, guys, in focus for me. We'll have to trade this with some smaller size relative to the price, of course, but definitely something I'll look at. And Egypt is disappointing me, not the country, but the ticker over here. No, I'm actually quite pleased with what Egypt's been doing lately, but in any event, it's neither here nor there. In any event, 1613 is where VWAP is. I could be interested in picking something here on EYPT at that level, but it's all lower highs, man. Ever since that 1055 candle that made $17 high, it's been just bleeding down. So I'm not really too sure how I feel about that. Joseph, what do you got, my man?
Yeah, beautiful stuff. All right, so Hangry Wife says, when I was going on a belt volume price analysis, I realized market sentiment is more important than individual stock price and price movement. Individual stock movements and volume should be analyzed for entries, but the direction is often unilateral. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think sentiment is huge. I think what you said there is it's spot on, essentially. But when you have all of these things correlating together, you have to take the trade, in my opinion, right? Like, I totally get what you're saying. If you're in a steady downtrend, you're down 15% or whatever it may be, and it looks like it's going to continue to sell, and then from an intraday standpoint, you don't see any buyers stepping in, I totally agree with you on that front. But when you are starting to get a sentiment shift, right, and you have all of these pieces of the puzzle slowly starting to fit into place, and sure enough, you're just putting more probability in your favor, and you get to put on some monster trades. SMR, man, oh man, this thing is still going. Up to 22.
Did you tell him?
60. Yeah, I told him that.
Told him?
I grabbed some. Yeah. I got,
Joey, I'm probably going to punch into that as well. I just wanna make
SMR
that
off
point
of
because
these.
I've been telling you for a minute, we want to get into a little new, AI energy play.
You want to get into the picks
wanna
and
get into
shovels,
the
man.
energy,
You want to get into
exactly,
picks and shovels.
exactly.
And our guy, shout out to our guy, Mr. O'Leary himself. But no, I mean, Sharif, we're still down 61%. This thing was on a massive run. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit more of a rebound. Now I'm running into the issue is, oh, I wish I had more shares. But we don't want to get overly greedy or anything along those lines. So if we do get somewhat of a pullback, maybe we'll double up the position. Other than that, $24 is one of my primary targets. I was going to hop out around $17, so we'll take $24, roughly at 1-to-1. And I'm not going to complain about it whatsoever. But at this pace, I think we can hit that in a matter of a couple of days or so, especially if this space wants to start to rally. Now, as for Netflix, do we get involved? Who does NVDA think it is today? Putting in that 183 high. Let's pop over to the options chain, guys, and look for some key supply zones on the beast himself. NVDA, Jensen and company. All right, so there it is, 185. Oh my Lanta. There it is. I mean, yeah, 119,000 contracts still currently open, 145,000 traded on the day. There's some big boy activity right now, and you can see how substantially larger it is than all the other strike prices. So what is that going to tell me?
What's it telling you,
I'm going to be looking at any indecision prints around 185 on NVDA. Joe, can you please share your thoughts on MasterCard? If it is a good buy here for the long term. Yeah, let's pull up MA and see what we got going on there. MasterCard. Yeah, I mean, off of these lows, we just got to go back into the history of some of these things. And I mean, yeah, it's choppy, you're consolidating, but I mean, it's just steady up and to the right for the most part. You do have some selling. Is the consumer stretched? Maybe a little bit, but if you start to break through some key support levels, 534, I think you slowly want to just start buying it. Let's see from a percentage metric how much we're actually down off of those highs, 10%. So you might see a little bit more downside, but there's nothing wrong if you have X amount of money, divide that into 5, and then slowly start to grab some off that. There goes Netflix though, Shree, starting to break trend line. We're out of that bad boy, but Netflix officially. Pardon me? Oh yeah. You don't like
burn,
NFLX.
baby, burn.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm not a fan, bro.
Brother, all right, man. I mean, hey, it's a good company. We can't.
Fantastic. Anybody who's put money in the last, 20 years has raked in money.
I mean, a lot of millionaires off of that.
Nobody's going to argue that.
So yeah, there goes official trend line break off of those lows, boom, and you're continuing to climb higher now to 102.26.
All right, I want to just, so shout out to Johnny. Great question, Johnny. He's asking, like, look, man, what should I get? Should I be looking at websites specifically for small cap trading, or what's the situation? So I said, look, man, get a proper scanner. Just give me a second here, Johnny, because PMCB is coming right back into my entry. So I just want to make sure my stop triggers if it loses it. And there it is. So we got stopped out, break even on the last remaining amount. So now I can focus entirely on this question. So Johnny, there's so many different pre-programmed scanners that come with a lot of these brokerages. So the one under mine, the one that I'm using is called the top percentage gainers, right? You'll have so many different ones. Top percentage losers, most active, halted, closest to limit, up, limit, down, high dividend yield, top trade count, whatever, dude, okay? There's just so many pre-programmed ones. The ones that I use, top percentage gainers. And then I filter it a little bit, not too much. I filter by price and I filter by volume. Price, I want to know about everything trading above 85 pennies. And I usually want to trade things above $1, but I also want to know about the ones on the way to the dollar. So that's why I put 85. That was actually Neil's idea. And then volume. I put 250,000 there. That doesn't mean I'm going to trade it if it's at 250,000. Again, the same principle applies where I want to know about the ones making the move, right? Into that million. So I put 250,000 so I'm not excluding potentially good trades. So those are the two filters that I put. Then I get a little bit more nuanced with the, how do I get this up? There we go. With the columns, right? Nothing too crazy, but the data that I want to see is as follows. The change percentage, that goes without saying. So that change percentage column on my platform means from 4 a.m. onwards. So whatever WRAP was doing from 4 a.m. onwards will be reflected in the change percentage column. But I also have change percentage since open, meaning what's it up or down since 9:30, and that often plays a big part because the change percentage will be green, but change percentage since open will be red. So to me, I can filter it out right away. This one's not moving. It was moving maybe in the pre, and we know a lot of these small caps have their best time in the pre. So if that's the case, I exclude it. Then the gap percentage. What does that mean? Gap percentage means what it's up from yesterday's closing print to right now. And then volume obviously goes without saying. I've got 3 different volume columns. One is how much volume it's done on the day. 2, the average volume, so I can get an idea of whether we're having an outsized day or a regular volume day. And then last but not least, the 5-minute volume. I want to know if this one is doing volume now, or recently, I mean, or it was doing volume at some other time and it's kind of dropped off. And you know, I could obviously analyze that by looking at the volume bars, but this helps me kind of filter it right away. And then the last but not least is shortable. The only reason I put shortable there, even though I don't short small cap gappers, I want to know if it's easy to borrow. So if it's dark green, it's not available. If it's light green, it's available. That helps me kind of figure out whether it'll be a thickly traded stock, because the shorts, you know, they don't have to find locates. They can just, you know, go ahead and short right away because the exchange is allowing them to get shorts. So that kind of gives me a little bit of an idea of what to expect there. And those are the different things that I put into my scanner. So invest in a good scanner, brother. That would be my suggestion to you. Otherwise, you know, that's and shout out to Miss Lucia as well. Those are my my little tricks there. And yes, you are absolutely right. Tarzan Anthony. Shout out to my man Tarz Anthony. He's saying QLCS is reversing. I know, I see that. I'm keeping an eye on this one. It is now above $7, but brother, it's still a thick trade because that uninterrupted downward slope is still, you know, staring at me in the face, man. We're still making lower highs. So I don't want to be quick to jump into this one, but I'm seeing PMCB put in a higher low, so I could work into that one. Joey.
Yeah, absolutely. People are asking, where do you get scanners at? There's multiple
so many.
sources in which you can check with your broker as well. Your broker. E-Signal.
Right.
Oh, E-Signal as well, too. There's a bunch of other platforms. Gaurav, this is what I'm talking about, brother. I'm pretty sure it's down. Oh, my.
What happened, Joey?
Days, man. Here it is, 102.44, now continuing to climb. Gaurav, that trend's broken, my brother. So there it is. Once that breached, look at this, to the penny, and then now it's off to the races off of these lows. So 101.87 to up to 102.41 right now. So we're on the other side of this thing. So yeah, and it's looking, hello from the, that's what it's saying to me right now. It's singing Adele to me right now as it's continuing to climb higher.
Are you gonna mute it?
No, I like Adele.
I don't mind Adele at all, actually.
No, she has a wonderful
belting voice.
Yeah, she has a great voice. Shout out to Rich Paul as well, too.
Who?
Rich Paul.
I don't know who that is.
That's her husband, I'm pretty sure.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's her husband.
Is he a singer as well?
No, he's an NBA agent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he holds like all the big,
cool.
all the big boys. Yeah,
Well,
so
that's a
shout out
good
to.
Is he a lawyer?
No, I think he's just an agent.
Yeah, they have a legal background.
Yeah. So there you go, somewhat of a legal background. There goes Netflix, guys. We're still sitting in this Facebook trade. FBL.
Adele has the same.
Does she? Hey, man, listen.
Why would you even say that? That's funny.
If she has the same
I think
vest.
it's a great vest, by the way, brother. I think it's a fantastic.
That's why I wear
vest.
it.
Yeah. I have nothing bad to say about the vest.
Listen.
It's just the fact that everyone's highlighting it is what's funny. I think it's a great vest, though,
it's a great vest. I don't understand why everyone's hating on the old vest. Hey, I'm warm. I'm always cold. And I'm sitting in this vest. I'm happy. No, listen. If you guys want to make fun of my vest, maybe you should get one too, because I'm 5 for 5 on trades today. 6 for 6 on trades.
Dunking
so
on you
there
guys.
it is.
Where's
Maybe you need a vest. There he is.
The video right now.
He's gonna dunk on you, bro. Look at this guy. He's coming to dunk on you.
On the old
Subscribe,
duck.
guys.
So at the end of the day, Sharif, who has the last laugh?
Love it, bro.
There you go, man.
You're good vibes, Joey
Yeah,
Options, man. Straight up. All right, man. We're back in a PMCB. We're wetting the beak here. Look, this one did breach a 10 EMA on the 5, but the current candle has a higher low. So that means the buyers were stepping in quite aggressively at this level. I'm trying to participate with them here. We just got the beak wet at 28s and 27s. I'm posting up at 33s as well as 38s. Area resistance, I'm going to go ahead and submit to you guys, it's 33 area resistance, despite the fact that we've got into 47. Let me make my case to you guys as to why I feel that way. Take a look at the 5-minute chart here. No closing prints above 33. You did get that price spike up that was very short-lived into 47s. So I'd like to see a closing print or two above that 33 level to feel that, you know, we've really cleared it. Until this point, we haven't. And now we're also down off that 80% high. We're up 58% now. I'm also keeping a close eye, man, on QLCS. I want to work my way back into this, but I am alive to the fact of the lower highs, and I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to be 0 for 2 on this name because I'm already 0 for 1 on it. Let's just cut the crap, okay? We're always going to tell you if we're positive or negative on a name. QLCS is coming into that area. So I want to mention something. 1150, the area high was 720. Here we go, 715. If we can break above 7.25 and close that way, this could be a good break, not a breakout trade, but a reclaiming of a technical resistance level. So I'm going to be watching QLCS here quite closely. Let's see what this one does. But for the moment, we're going to pause, send you to Wadera for happening now, and then Neil will have his lesson of the day.
Some pseudo range-bound action for the S&P 500 if you're looking at this 15-minute chart. Obvious support at 682.20. Obvious resistance here at 684.50. We are testing that resistance again, so let's see if we break above or if we reject this once again here for the SPY. I do want to mention here, U.S. President Donald Trump is scheduled to meet with leaders from Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo throughout the day. I'm not seeing any streams available for that yet, but if that does end up being the case, of course, I will watch that and cover that for you guys live. And as we speak, looks like the SPY is trying to break a little bit higher. META also trying to break a bit higher. This name had an awesome move pre-market after Bloomberg reported that the company is, specifically CEO Mark Zuckerberg, is planning to cut their metaverse efforts by up to 30%. Now we know spending for metaverse has been a bit controversial in the past, so this was a really good look for the stock and obviously well received by shareholders. Not as well received by shareholders, though, were the snowflake earnings. SNOW did get hit hard pre-market. It's one of many day one earnings plays on watch, including CRM. SNOW is mentioned here. We also have FIVE, AI, PATH, DG, Kroger. The list goes on. And tonight, we'll get even more earnings from the likes of DocuSign, IoT, and ULTA. Before we send you over to Neil, and which should be an exciting lesson of the day, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at Oragenics. Concussions demand fast solutions. NYSE-listed Oragenics, OGEN, is developing one designed to reach the brain quickly and not invasively. So learn more. Schedule a meeting today. Like, subscribe, follow us at TTV Research if you enjoy fun infographic content, and keep your ears open and your eyes peeled for Neil and his lesson of the day. Take it away, Neil.
Some men hunt for sport. Others hunt for food. The only thing I'm hunting for is an outfit that looks good. See my vest, made from real gorilla chest. Feel the sweater, there's no better than authentic Irish sweater. See this hat, was my cat, my evening wear vampire bat. These white slippers are albino, African endangered rhino. Grizzly bear underwear, turtlenecks, I've got my share. Barret of poodle on my noodle, it shall rest. Try my red robin suit. It comes one breast or two. See my vest, see my vest, see my vest. I have not been able to get that song out of my head ever since Joe put on that vest this morning. I had to do it, and if you don't know where that's from, it's obviously from one of the greatest cartoons of all time. It's The Simpsons. That was not the lesson of the day. It's just an absolute banger because The Simpsons used to be one of the greatest shows. I'll never forget, like back in the day where you would wait all week for like one show. Like that was the it. That was the it when I was a kid. Everyone had to talk about that show. Forget about like Game of Thrones and Seinfeld. It was like, what are the Simpsons gonna do? And an absolute legit one. So what I do want to talk about today is a term called resulting, which I'm going to have to explain a little bit. And it's one of the things that can get traders in danger, whether it's trading, investing, or just decision-making in general. It's actually a term that comes from a poker player. And resulting comes down to judging risk decisions based on not the probability or the long-term outcome, but on a singular result that happened, right? So think of it like this. It's like you make a bad call on a gut shot straight or something like that, where you had, let's say you had a 1 in 3 chance, and you know, you're essentially, it would make it even worse. Let's say you had a 1 in 10 chance of you know, getting there on the river, but you essentially are calling like 3 times or 5 times the pot, like something ridiculous. The pot odds are just not in your favor, but you end up getting the win. Well, if you're resulting, you're going to be happy with that decision. If you are evaluating the decision based on its merits, like even though it won, it was not a good call. So this is the example I want to use for that and why it matters overall. So I'm going to give you first a situation in iRobot where I got out for a specific reason. Trend in, trend out, right? So trend in, trend out. This ends up being a good decision, right? That's the plan of action, and we're going to do it every single time. And I'll use a couple of examples here, but this is just going to be one of them. And then I talked about in Rich Tech Robotics, in RR, where we had a very similar decision. It's almost like the same type of trade. I'm long in the trend early on. It breaks the trend line. Now in the other situation, I got out and it was like the right time to do so. It continued lower. It was perfect. But I was following my plan, so that didn't really matter to me. It didn't matter to me that it was a good out here. It has to not matter to me that I got the bottom wick and get embarrassed on this one. Because RR ends up being, it was the right call to pivot to RR. It was the right call to buy it where I did. It was the right call initially to take profit where I did before it dipped again. It ended up being wrong in the moment to get out there. But if I'm resulting, I will say, man, that was the worst decision of all time. And if I hadn't made the other trade, and again, it doesn't really matter what your style of trading is, it's as long as it's consistent, right? If I hadn't made this trade and had only made the RR trade, it would be easy for me to be down on myself, like, oh my goodness, like that's absolutely terrible, like what are you doing? You got the bottom wick. But if I just look at it from a system, I traded 2 stocks and I'm positive on both of them, and I stuck to my plan of action. And that's why you don't see me, I'm not gonna be doing cartwheels when this is good, and you're not gonna see me beat myself up when this exit is bad. You've just got to evaluate the decision based on its merits, right? Like sometimes, like I'll also use the example of AMD. Sometimes you're gonna get an entry and it doesn't follow through, whatever. I'm 0 for 1 on AMD. I'm kind of mad at myself. I'm thinking it's gonna follow through. We take our next trade, and ultimately, like here's an example of resulting as well. Like I took this short, ended up arbitrarily and based on the tape taking some out here instead of first targeted VWAP. Then I end up taking some out off of this candle instead of waiting for it to press down into 215.80 or so. So in each instance, like I'm just getting it out a little, like 25, 30 cents early and not really believing in the short as much as I wanted to. And then it ends up turning, and then look at that uptrend. Oh man, that was such a great short. Now resulting would tell me I did really well because that was a positive trade. Actually analyzing would say, well, what was the plan of action when I took that trade? Right? My plan of action was to hold for VWAP and hold the second part for at least down here underneath 216. Did I do that? No. So positive trade, yes. A-grade execution, no. Maybe I can give myself a C or a B or whatever it works out to. You can't worry about resulting too much. Like the result is good, but that doesn't necessarily mean that all of your decisions were good to get that result. And if you're worried about consistently being profit in whatever strategy you do, then you have to have the attitude of making consistently positive decisions. And that's where consistent profitability comes from. If you just leave it to, I made money or I didn't, and don't go any deeper, and I say this a lot, you are not gonna have that positivity. And sometimes, and here's another thing for everyone out there, in the realm of trading, if you can simply make quality decisions and have a win rate of 50 to 60% of the time, like if you're between 50 and 60% in positive trades in general, And then you are making quality decisions with risk to your system, meaning you're not holding against the stop, you're not loading in when it's not telling you, you're holding to where your system is telling you to take profits, like all of those things that happen in between, and you're overall making 50 to 60% of your calls correct. Those are the traders I've seen over 20 years that are positive. And that's regardless of trading style. That applies to people that trade only penny stocks. Those rules apply to, we had a trader for a year and a half that was focused on Halt trades, where for him, holding through a Halt or two was kind of a big move. And if he took a 30% hit, that was pretty much normal, but he was getting 50, 100% wins, like that kind of a thing. But all of those same things were true when he was making his decisions. Trading IPOs, for example, trading the close, for example. Like all these types of things require that level of discipline in evaluating your strategy. Because if you don't have a good system for evaluating yourself, then you don't have a chance to be profitable. Because you're just not going to know how to adapt, whether what you're doing actually has any merit. And what will end up happening is you might have a system or an idea of execution that doesn't have merit that wins in a short run. And then what ends up happening is the market rewards you for making some decisions that you should know are bad. But then because that happens, you start doing more of that, and then you're like, oh, boom, and I'm going to up my shares in this and that, or you're going to scale up, but you were making bad decisions, but those bad decisions were leading to short-term gains. You do more of it, and then you blow up. And that's what happens to most traders that blow up. They have a pretty solid run, but that was built on a house of cards, and then it ends up blowing up. So don't be afraid to evaluate yourself, and it can seem harsh, like to give yourself like, oh, great, like I actually think, that looks good. It looks good. It looks like you pegged a winner. But to give yourself a B on something like that and be a little more critical of yourself, to me, is the more reasonable thing to do. It's not being a perfectionist. It's just trying to be consistent. So try to be consistent in your decision making if you can. Avoid resulting and try to focus on decisions made over longer periods of time and how they work out for you. And then, of course, more importantly, give Joe props for that kick-ass vest, man. Keep it real. That's your lesson of the day.
That's amazing, yo. I love that. Yo, Joey, we got to show him the charcuterie board that somebody just brought,
you don't got any of the board left. You just got...
well, we didn't bring the board. We had to leave it back for everybody. You got the mortadella, you got the salami, you got Swiss cheese here, man. You got marble. What is this again? This is like bacon, I think. So we're gonna have a little piece of this, Joey. That's prosciutto right there. We got salami, we got calabrese.
Yeah, no, I went straight for
calabrese is good.
I went for the cheese, baby. Get that cheese. No, Shreve, I got cheese, Joey. Yeah, I'm all about the cheese, man. No, in all seriousness, guys, this is what we were talking about earlier in the day. It's really unfortunate that we didn't take this trade right here, considering we were just preaching about it. But 184.50, we were talking about the supply zone at 185. Looks like the hedgie stepped in before that indecision print at the highs, and then sure enough, we're starting to sell here, but we're still cooking up in meta. I'm not going to complain whatsoever. SMR is in its own universe right now, trading up to $22.80, almost $23, but we're still sitting in this meta trade. I mean, it's unfortunate that we didn't partake in the NVDA short, but hey, man, we're not Ash. We can't grab them all, unfortunately.
What's Ash mean?
Ash, like Pokemon Ash. You got to catch them all.
I have no idea. No idea.
Pokemon, but you never watched Pokemon?
No clue, bro. No. I never actually got into Pokemon when it was like big and everybody was playing it on their phone. Do you know that?
No, I was never playing it on my phone. I was a kid. I had the card.
You had the card.
Yeah.
Can I say something about that time when everybody was on their phone?
That was crazy.
People were saying that was like the biggest social experiment, or not social experiment. That's a wrong expression.
Yeah.
But it was sort of a way for them to get great detailed GPS of less. You know about this?
Yeah, we were talking about it. We talked about it before. No, 100%. Dude, I don't think we've seen a movement like that since, to be honest with you. That was insane times. It was literally probably about a decade ago, Sharif, to be honest with you, because I was living in Liberty Village at that time, and I remember driving around people on the corners, left, right, and center, trying to catch them all.
This was 2015, I remember, specifically. It was 2015, so. All right, guys, go ahead, Joey. You
Meta's going, man. Oh, I wish we had some more shares. We're just rocking and rolling on this little bit that we got going on. What a recovery in META. This one's going, go Meta. Look at OB reversion on NVDA. Yeah, that's there as well, too. BE moving. Yeah, BE new high of the day. $23 on SMR. Man, oh, man. It's when things are flowing, listen, let's not beat around the bush here. There's days where I go 0 for something, but today is not that day. And yeah, but it happens, man. It's the nature of the beast. Not every day is like this, but when it is a solid one, you want to try to take as much advantage of it as you can.
Sounds good, man. QCLS, I got back into this one. It did feel like a bit of a trend change. It still hasn't made a local area high, but it had an aggressive buy off that $7. It rocketed up. We got 32s on. I'm going to work my way into this. So we've got half, not even half, a little bit less. I want to say it a bit more than a third. Right now into the position, so we'll have the ability to be able to DCA and not get into trouble. And here it comes, man, right back down into the mid-teens. So let's see if we can add here. It's not a good looking topping tail candle, but if it holds trend, I'm gonna hold this one. Now, what else we got? We got WRAP. I got into this one right before we, or actually right during when we were sending you guys happening now in Neil's lesson of the day. Already got a profit taker on this one. I got in at 54s. I'm layering the orders here on WRAP, looking for that move back into 65. A lot slower of a mover though is this one. Also, the volume is quite low, relatively speaking, of course, of 1.75 million shares traded on the day, and it is a $2.50 name. So certainly keeping my eye on that one as I am on QLCS. Let's go ahead and get ready for another DCA just south, or just north, I should say, of that $7 area. We'll wait over here at 2s. Let's see what we get on this one. It's still holding trend generally, but I am still concerned about this one because I am 0 for 1 on it. So we'll see what we get. And hopefully we don't get upset. Play. We're not going to get upset. There it goes. There's 24s now. Nice move up. We don't even have any profit takers here, Joey. So let's go ahead and throw some there, and we'll throw some a little bit higher as well. Where am I waiting? Yeah, we're going to throw some there as well. So we'll see what we get on that. What else we got, man? Oh, I totally forgot to mention. Hold on, just before I do, Tars Anthony, Sharif, for QCLS, wasn't that a break of the downtrend throwback and a hold of $7 support when I mentioned it? What made you hesitate? The tape, because there was just a lot of selling coming in every time it popped up. And it's still, to be honest with you, brother, Anthony, I'm just gonna call you Anthony, it still hasn't changed the downtrend. I'm trying to front run it. It's gotta get above that 7.5. It's this problem right here. Let me show you on the black charts, a little easier to see. Look at that right there. This candle here that at 11:15, it has a 745 high. So it needs to get above that 7.5 to change that lower high, lower high, lower high trend. We'll see if it does or what the situation is. But I also want to mention one that Mike P.D. Ryder did call out. He called out EOSE, and I'm like, brother, you got to call me, you got to tag me, I mean, when you see these, because this is a great, great looking chart. It's so clean. You have not gotten one touch, Assassino, off the 10 EMA on the 5-minute chart since 9:55 today. Every single print, red, green, yellow, or whatever color. There's only 3 on my charts anyway. Have not touched the 10 EMA on the 5. It is a 1565 high. It's up a little bit below 15%. I'd like to work into this one, but not really sure how to, just because it's not pulling back into technical level. So these ones always elude me in how to get in. So we'll keep an eye out on that one. Aura Alpha 1.8. Sharif, can we do a bit of work on NVTS, up 26% on this position? Okay, let's have a look at NVTS. We'll see what is up with that one. Just trying to keep my eye on my positions at the same time. What do we got here? There's a good looker, man. Dang. Who are we going to take off here, Joey? We're going to take off SLS because it's doing bupkis. We're going to put NVTS on. Great call out there, man. Good looking chart on NVTS. So right now, 10 EMA holding for now. If you get in some here, not a bad move. I'd be adding to Fabian, right into that 9-10 area. That's the bull flag breakout from the initial bull flag. We're in bull flag number 2 now. Whether or not we get a third, hard to tell. But there's the initial bull flag breakout right at 10 a.m. Top end of that bull flag, 9-10. There's the bull flag breakout number 2, 1115. Top end there is 934, which is the high of the day. Right now, we're at 9.25. We've been putting in downtrends, but most notably, we're still holding the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. If you were to punch in here, it's not a bad entry, but I wouldn't be getting in the full position here, leaving a little bit of buying room for that retracement into about 910. Why 910? Because that is the breakout through the top end of the range on the first bull flag. And if it was a key area of resistance, it may act as a key area of support if it's retraced to. So that would be my suggestion to you. If you want to punch, this is not a bad area to punch because it's hugging the 10 EMA, but don't be expecting it's going to rocket up here. Have a contingency plan for what it does. What happens if it does drop. I'd be waiting for 910. Personally, though, I'd be front running the level, right? I'm not going to wait right at 910. It gets to be a crowded trade there. You throw in some orders at 12s, 13s, 14s, whatever. But this is a really good looking chart, guys. NVTS, thank you for calling that out. Joey,
yeah,
what's happening on your side?
Well, what's happening is a lot, man. Netflix not so chilling right now, that's for sure. As it's starting to come back in, you can see that it broke this trend line up. I see him doing you dirty on the side angle.
It's Fabian, bro.
Oh, it's Fabian.
He's doing me dirty.
All right, yeah, that's crazy. But anyways, you're down 1 3/4 right here on Netflix. And yeah, I mean, as for Facebook, guys, this is still working. We're up 4 and a bit there on today's session, almost 10% on FBL. 3 attempts on this name. Attempt number 1, we take it up there, we get stopped out, break even, et cetera, and then sure enough, boom, we're getting it in at the lows. And then we're still holding this bad boy as we continue to climb a little bit higher. Now I'm thinking, do I take a potential short here on NVDA? The thing is about this name, in my opinion, it's just really hard to short this. It doesn't give it to you easily. There's no really clean flow. I mean, we can look at these price action candles, but at the end of the day, there's buying pressure still within them. As long as we don't crack this, if we get any form of indecision print around this neck of the woods and we don't enter about 50% of the value of this wick, then I will look for a small short. I'm just going to go really small size on that one. Okay. And if it blows the top off, then I'm going to avoid it at all costs. AES, the next energy move. I don't know, man. I'm in SMR right now. I like New Scale Power. It seems to be a solid move. Hangry Wipe. Do you believe that BlackBerry can be a cybersecurity turnaround story, given that a lot of its AI companies are going to be looking to secure the digital assets?
That's a question.
That's a great question that unfortunately I'm not well versed enough to answer.
Neil knows a lot about BlackBerry.
Neil's a big BlackBerry guy, that's for sure. RGTI, USAR, SanDisk, SMR, Shreve, all things of beauty like Joey TV's vest today. Thank you.
No.
Things of beauty. Hey, man. Hey, send it in. DM me you guys wearing your vest as well, too, especially if you're in more of the cooler climate. I want to see everybody in the vest. Shreve, I don't even know what to do. Do I take a little? I only have 1 out left here on Facebook. So, I mean, this thing, or Facebook Meta, do I just ride it or do I take it off? I mean, I think there's still more room for it to climb higher, but we're not going to complain. All right, I've been sitting in this for quite some time. When did we enter this trade? Around 11:11. It's been over an hour. Yeah, let's do it. We'll take our last. We'll take our last out right here. We could have held it a little bit longer. Ooh, it canceled. Maybe it's
Joey,
not.
I got to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
SMX breakout, huge breakout right now on SMX. Thank you. Who was that? Tem Panda. What the hell is going on with this? This is going to halt. Is it halted? It is halted to the upside. Something happened here. I have to find out what's going on. SMX security paused due to volatility. This really just started going off not that long ago, right at 12 o'clock. Looking for the headline, frictionless market. What the hell is this? Frictionless market? I have no idea what's going on. But in any event, Joey, this thing rocketed up. SMX up 35.87%. It is halted at $79.47. Guys, this was trading at 58 bucks yesterday. It just rocketed up. Be careful with this one. Let me show you the tap so you guys get a better look at what we're doing here. SMX is the ticker on, I believe, the NQ. We'll find out shortly, yes. Okay, so volume, less than 1 million shares, 771,000. Halt time, 12/21/26. So the earliest it'll be open, 12/26/26. And the theoretical auction price showing 79.97, so about 50 pennies higher than where we halted, Joey. 79.47 halt. Sorry to interrupt you, brother. I just had to bring that to
No, that's all good, man. I got out of Netflix right there at 34.4s. We're going to take that NVDA short. We're just going with the game plans in which we were talking about, and things are starting to work, so we're not going to complain. 3 attempts on Facebook, that worked out. SMR was definitely our better trade, but I mean, at the end of the day, we missed out on a big-time move on this. But, hey, you got to take what the market gives you at certain times. Oh my days. Come on, you can get it together. There it is. I mean, this whole leg was just a monstrous move, but we were happy with this and how we executed on that trade. So not too bad whatsoever. Let's see if we can get this NVDA short to start working for us. If it breaks the top, once again, I told you guys, I'm starting really, really small in this. I told you it's more of a grind and a tougher short in my opinion, but I'm just going by what the options chain is telling us. We have a supply zone around 185, so I'm going to look for that 184.50 level to hold up, and if it breaches it, I'm still going to keep my eyes on it. I'm going to give myself the regular at-bats because we are going small. It's 3 strikes, you're out, and then sure enough, boom, let's see if we can get this, which is starting to work today for us, Sharif. We're not going to complain. We'll piece them out right here at those lows, 183.27. I think that's going to be a key support level as NVDA is starting to tank to the downside. We're going to hit that level significantly faster than what we were talking about, Sharif. Oh my days. This is a big time session for us, guys. I mean, yeah, anyways, aside from that, good day. And we'll leave it at that. You got to act like you've done it before. That's what remember one time I scored, my grandpa's like, Joe, and I sallied really hard. He's like, Joe, you got to act like you've done it before.
I like that.
And after that,
I like that thinking.
So there you go.
So shout out to Gramps, man.
Yeah, well.
All right, guys, for too long, trading meant risking your own money or not even having enough to start. The fear of losing as well. It kept so many traders on the sidelines, but thankfully that is now all changing, and it's thanks to, Joey, you want to guess who? Trade the Pool. They're transforming how traders access the markets with its limited risk trading model. Traders actually use funded capital while Trade the Pool, yeah, they absorb the downside. It allows traders to focus on what truly matters, the discipline, the consistency, and of course that growth. And when you hit your profit target, you keep up to 70% of the profits. There's no fear, there's no barriers, there's just real opportunity. This is the revolution, guys, the revolution of limited risk trading, and it's powered by, you guessed it, Trade the frickin' Pool, baby. Visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code on the screen to get your 10% off your first evaluation. Shout out to the good folks there, and shout out to Mitch. Joey, QLCS, it's killing me. It's killing me, Joey. It keeps popping up into 7 1/4, comes back down, holds VWAP. So you know what? We got in some size here at the volume weighted average price. We got 97s on. It's showing me 94s. I've been going back and forth with 2 New York cents in the chat. He sees the same thing I'm seeing, and it's quite frustrating because you're looking for a breakout trade. I become myopic to the breakout trade, and that is not the right move. I really should be trading this more as a range because that's what it's been doing, I want to say, since around 10:30 or so, since it broke down into that below 7 1/4, 7 1/2. So we'll see what this one has to offer. Pack in the patience, but there goes NVT frickin' S. We got 24s on. It's showing me 34s. Please just punch about this one, and shout out to the person who mentioned this in the chat because I didn't even have eyes on it. It's only up 7 1/3, that's why, but it's got a great looking chart pattern under its belt. It is at the day's high right now. That day's high is 934. We just went the beak at 33. Let's go ahead and wait a little bit higher over here for some more profit takers. We're gonna go ahead, no, not 10, bro, chill. We're gonna wait right below the 40s there, and then we'll also post a little bit above the 40s. So NVTS, good breakout. EOSE, Mike PD Ryder, bro, you better be long this and you better be holding size. Joey, look at this. What the hell is this buy program over here on EOS? This is very clean, man. It doesn't touch the 10 EMA at all. The buy program is really aggressive on this one, so be on the lookout. And yes, SMX is open, and it is rocketing up, guys. There it is. It is at the high of the day, 88.88. That is the high of the day. I'm not making that up. It's showing 88s right now. It's up it's up 49%, 931,000 shares. I don't really know what's going on with this one, but Adara says there's tons of social media attention for X, not seeing any news or rumors as of yet. So trade this carefully, guys. I don't really know why it's breaking out. I'm just getting all these alerts about the Halt, but nothing substantive as to why it's moving. So trade it with caution, Joe.
Absolutely. Sir, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce your name. KT Hakar 80. Oh no, I can't even. Kathakar 81. Sorry if I butchered that. He asked a pretty solid question.
Okay.
He said, "Hey Joe, what made you take the short there?" Well, there's a couple things that are kind of just correlating together right now. We have an inverted hammer candle at this extreme high, but then also the real reason why is because if I see those prints at extreme highs and we have a supply zone, well, Joe, what's the supply zone? Look at the size of open interest on the options chain at that 185 level, 119,000. So times that by 100 essentially is substantial size. So I'm going to look at that as a potential resistance. So a call wall, and sure enough, it's starting to work out. It doesn't mean it's always going to, but when you see something that big, I just like putting probability in our favor, and that's why we decided to take the short on NVDA. You have to be patient, though, and just wait for it to come into play. We were talking about this, Obi and I, and I'm sure you and I touched on this a couple of times as well, too, Shreve, is that sometimes when you're trading, it's good to be slightly distracted, so you're not fully invested in
a good observation.
You know what I mean? Just like, not like ever so where you're not even paying attention whatsoever, but if you have like some music going on, you're playing a game of chess or something, and you're glancing at the market every couple of minutes, and then sure enough, you're going to see an opportunity where you're like, oh, I need to take this trade, opposed to just trying to force something. And that's kind of what we got going on today. So we're nice, cool, calm, relaxed. We're going to wait for this 183.50 level to break, and if it does, we're going to slowly start taking some profits out on that NVDA short. Market's slowly starting to come back in. I'm glad that we took that last out on Meta. That was a face slapper as well too, as Katina Man is back in the building. We'll take a look at FBL one more time as we took that last out right there at 34.04, and we were in at the lows, so not too bad whatsoever. Okay, those sneaky call walls. I mean, the thing is though, my friend, I wouldn't even really call this sneaky, and the reason why we're looking at this is look at the size compared to everything else. The next largest print is going to be at that 190 level, so if you happen to squeeze through, you get a catalyst to come in, and the volume and the momentum steps in and you punch through those levels, well, I'm going to be looking at 190 next as a potential call wall and a key resistance zone. So right now we're starting to construct lower highs in NVDA. So by all means, that's a positive sign as well too, but we're struggling around 183.50.
I'm struggling right now, man. I just got stopped at a QLCS again as it lost the volume weighted average price. So this one is going to be one of my biggest losers in a while, man. And we took, oh, wow, look at the blood come out of that. Thankfully, stopped out of that. So this one did lose quite aggressively, the volume weighted average price at 675. This one looks like a flat bottom break because it kept defending VWAP and putting in lower highs at the same time. So the market giveth and the market taketh away, and it certainly tooketh away from me here. So we'll look on to the next trade. SMX is really going here, guys. 96.63. It's up 58% now. It's moving wild. It's got a topping tail candle forming right now. Let's see if 90 comes in and what it does at that $90 level. Does it find support and then rocket back up? The spread here is almost $1, 92.30, 92.63 more. It's $1.50 now. 91 and then 92.58. This is really wide of a spread, so be very careful with this one. Up 56%. We still don't really have an idea as to why it's moving. Allow me a moment just to pull up my blotter to make sure that nothing new came in. Yeah, nothing new came in. There's 90 right now showing up on the bid. Oh, wow, look at the drop into 85. It still has a higher low. So here are the levels. The initial halt level that when we called it out was 79.47. It then opened up, I believe, it's right near the low, 92, I want to say, and a half. That's what it opened up. So you have 79.47, excuse me, and then 81. 79.47 was the halt level, and then the opening price was 81. It looks like it's really dropping in now into 85. Ironically enough, though, even though it's really blood red, this candle, it still has a higher low, and it will unless it loses 81.11. It's at 86 right now. Good strength here for SMX. They're finding a bit of a buy. Keep your eye on the left side of the screen. That is the time and sales, and there's a lot of orange and green coming in right now, which means a lot of buying right back up into 90 we go, Joey. So SMX full of volatility at the moment. Let's see if we're able to take out 96.63. That is the current high day.
All right, good stuff there. Yeah, we take another small piece out here on the NVDA short as it ran into 183.40s, and we're bouncing off of this key neckline. We talk about this all the time. If that breaks, then we might take that next leg lower, and that's the level I'm going to be looking at, which is approximately around 183, and then maybe you get another bounce, because that's what it seems to be doing. Its narrative is, okay, run into a support, bounce off of it, absorb a little more liquidity, put in a new low, and then sure enough, that's the game plan, right? So you climb higher here, you break down, you establish a lower high, and essentially that would be my game plan on this is 183.80s, roughly, is we slowly start to curl around and then make that move to the downside and punch through that 183.40s. But yeah, I mean, why is IWM mooning? Yeah, is it climbing higher again today?
Russ is the strongest
is it
major average on the day.
There it is,
it's up
man.
0.92.
Woohoo! Yeah, I mean, wow, okay, yeah, so another strong day in the Russ. Looking pretty good. Yesterday's price action was phenomenal. We did take a short, but then I got out of it earlier yesterday, that is, and then we'll take a look at it from a daily as well. Oh, Sharif,
yes,
it's probably going to go all-time highs.
Very close.
Yeah, very soon, probably tomorrow, by tomorrow. Yeah. So there's the Russ. How much off of this pivot are we up here? 10% bang. So completely recovering that downward momentum in which we've seen roughly a 10% move to the downside, so not bad whatsoever. Getting that bounce here in NVDA. So is it going to be an add opportunity? I don't think I'm going to add on a short in NVDA just in case this market does want to continue to climb higher.
Man, Bloom Energy's up 12%.
Yeah,
so
man,
it
it's
just
up
got
big
to
time
115
today.
again. We're gonna have to take some off here, guy. I'm worried about the head and shoulders pattern forming on the daily here on Bloom. Let's look at this for a second. Let's digress here for a second. This is BE's daily chart, 115 high. Very good strength on this one, but let's look at the daily. This is kind of the problem now. We come into the 50, we dip aggressively, but that was when we were selling off on the third week of November when everybody thought, you know, AI bubble. Bloom Energy, obviously hydrogen energy, which is being used now for data centers as opposed to vehicles. So a much better and I would say deeper pockets approach than trying to pick it up B2C. It's B2B now. So I like that approach better. I'd like a move back and a hold above 120. That would make me feel a little bit better because that's where the left shoulder is. So what I'm seeing is obvious uptrend, followed by a left shoulder, head, and then possible forming of the right shoulder here. The neckline for me would be around 95 to 90. So it does concern me, but then I also don't want to leave a lot of money on the table. So you get out here, 120, 115, this thing works its way back into 150. Now, I did take some profits at 135 in late October. We'll see how this one ends up doing, but Bloom Energy, it's just...
Were you thinking about 20%, 30% or so?
Yeah, give or take. But I was thinking actually about getting a little bit more out of that if it was to obviously form the head and shoulders, because I don't want to ride this thing down. Dude, it's just such an aggressive move, right?
But if it breaks that shoulder high, then it can go back towards that key pivot high level.
That's a concern, right? And that's always the
That's why you leave a little on the tail, you lock some in and leave a little as a runner, I guess.
Ozan, don't worry. Stonks only go up.
Oh.
What do you think? It's the Qs?
Yeah. Come on, my boy.
Yes, so keeping an eye here on, the only one that I've got on right now is NVTS. We're looking for continuation into that 940 area. It's a 934 high, still holding the 10 EMA on the 5, but not anything rocketing up quite yet. Someone told me, or Jameson actually mentioned quadruple U. Looking good. I mean, you know, it's only up 4.9, almost 5% on the day. Rejecting off 1590, excuse me. Definitely keep an eye out on that. But I think I might work back into PBCM here because it found a great PBCM. It found a great bounce off the volume weighted average price. Am I writing that right? PMCB, excuse me. PMCB, I typed it wrong. Oh. There we go. It found a nice little bounce off that volume weighted average price at $1.14. Now it's taking out prior bar high. Let's see what this one does. I'm going to put a breakout trade for $1.25. I'm going to put it at 126. If it ends up triggering, we'll go long, give it to 28. We'll give it to 28s in case it needs a bit of a buffer there. But quadruple U is not a bad looker. It's not a bad looker at all. Just trying to pack my patience on this one. Keeping an eye, of course, on NVTS as this one works back into the third of $1. What else we got over here? EOSC still rocketing up. How's SMX doing? Okay, SMX is finding support at 85. In fact, you have 2 candles, both of which defended 85 here. But the problem is this current candle has a lower high relative to the prior candle. So what's the deal? Do we punch in here, Joey, and then give it to 85, and then if it loses 85, we get out? Or what's the situation?
Yeah. Let me take a gander at this bad boy right here, SMX.
What do you think?
Ooh, on the 5? Don't love the 5.
Yeah, neither do I. I like the 85 hold, but it's not. It's not a glowing endorsement. To be quite honest with you,
Would you say your out was there if you
85 loses 85, I get out, and just rocketed up to 89 off that 85.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, now it's.
I mean, I think if it loses 85, 75, then get out. But right
spread,
now,
bro.
be a pretty good entry.
Yeah, we'll go and give this a try. We're gonna give this a try. What do you got, my man?
Just looking at Netflix, man, this thing is rebounding it pretty aggressively. We got stopped out break even on the NVDA short, so we did take a couple of pennies to the downside, and then it just came right back up here to that to our entry point, and we're just gonna get out break even when we're supposed to. So even if it continues to move lower, I have no issues whatsoever. I wouldn't be surprised if we do punch through this, and if we fail to establish a new high once again, and this 185 level comes into play, and Hedgie's pushing price down, then we might take an additional stab at it. But as of right now, guys, I'm not going to complain about today's session whatsoever. We traded Facebook, FBL, Meta Long, and then Netflix, NVDA, SMR. So they have all been treating us relatively well today. And I mean, I'll put on some more trades, small size BE, starting to put in some topping tail signals. We tapped right into SMR right at $23. So let's take a look at the options chain and see what we got cooking up over there. 23 bucks. Okay, this thing is not very active from an options standpoint, but you can see we have 2,800 contracts at that specific zone with around 1,200 traded on today's intraday session. And then this is just in the hundreds. So that's really, really cool, guys. We'll head over to the more active expiration cycle, and that's going to be around December 19th. Once again, when I do the options activity in the morning, essentially what I'm showing you guys, I'm not saying that the stock is going to go to those levels or anything. What I'm just displaying, and keep this in mind, is just supply and demand zones. Where am I seeing the highest levels of open interest, and where am I seeing the highest concentrations of volume? And I think that's really important to play those key levels. But at that $30, ooh, I really like this, Sharif.
Sorry,
Do your thing. I really like this. $30. We're at 12,100 open contracts right now, and then also with 1,780 contracts traded. So I'm going to be looking at those as writings. Who knows, by December 19th, we might be heading in towards that $30 level on SMR, brother.
Sorry, just give me a second.
Yeah. You still got to go. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I think that's going to be a solid potential target. We're up to $23. We open up around $20 today. So we're just lifting on strike prices. Here's the scroll around here on NVDA. Whenever you're ready, there you go. Great show, Sharif and Joe, says John Van Soy. Is my girl Adara, and it's time. I'll be back around 2 p.m. He's going for burgers, fries, and beers. Attaboy, John. It's Thursday. Is it Thursday?
Wait, Joey.
I'm not. All right, sorry,
We're $5 in the money, baby.
$5?
$5 in the freaking money, bro. We just took 95s out. We're long 90, 93. Here we go. Let's keep an eye now. This could be a $100 move, Joey. Boom. Cantina is getting lit up. I love it. There we go. Limit up 99.16, guys. What a move up.
Destroyed his whole
I was down like substantially. I just made most of it back on that.
There we go. That's what you need, man.
Oh, no, Joey.
What is that, SMX?
SMX, baby. We put the stop through 85. It rocketed up, baby. Here comes 100, Joseph. 102.77. Keep your... Katina has blown up. Where's Oz at? He likes to blow up cow there. 102.77. Keep your eye on the red rectangle on my time and sales. That is limit up, limit down. 102.77. Here we go, Joey.
Brother, no. Zoom in on these joints, man.
Zoom in.
Yeah,
We're going to zoom in, Joey.
You're not doing your trade any justification.
Well, it's so distorted because the price move up. Like if
then spread it. Make the screen a little wider, my boy. Man. Come on, man. What is that? Take that garbage out of here.
Boom. Okay, good move here on SMX. Man. Very strong name. Good bull flag continuation, guys. Let's get back in business over here. I just want to make sure I don't have any trades that are active, or sorry, any orders that are active for this one, so that I don't get triggered into it accidentally. Joey, it is a $100.98 high, and it is dropping back down into 95 now. I'd like to see what this bad boy does at 90. That's exactly where I got in there, and it rocketed up. So let's keep an eye here on SMX, 65%. And the beautiful thing about this one, it's a midday mover, right? It was doing bupkis in the earlier part of the day. So, you know, the better part of the trade is not behind it, is kind of what I'm trying to say there. I appreciate you, Katina Man, bro. Well, Katina Man always throwing some love. Katina Man, did you get any of the charcuterie? He got Katina Man's loaded up on that.
You guys got to mic up over there, man. You got to mic up, my boys. You got to mic up, man.
This guy's trying to boss everybody. I like it. Yeah. Stretching that thing out, says Durant Gordon. Shout out to my man. Shout out to Christopher Ocean. I appreciate you. Ozan.
Hold on, man.
I appreciate you. City Boy 305. He's in Miami.
What are you eating?
Cheese.
Oh, cheese, please.
This guy, you were tattletale in school, weren't you?
Are you kidding me?
100% you were tattling. You were tattling immediately.
Brother,
you were a tattler, bro.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, this guy's a tattler. He's trying to get Katina Man in trouble. He's trying to get me in trouble just because I took a bite of the cheese.
That's insane.
Oh, wow,
I was the polar opposite. Never a tattler. I feel like you were tattler.
I was the one always getting in trouble, bro.
Me too.
I was constantly getting in trouble.
Guy. Come on.
Joey, it is now a $102 high. SMX is rampaging up. It's up 73%. Limit up now is 105.87. Keep your eye on the red rectangle on my time and sales, or sorry, my level 2. Here it is, 106.93 now. It's changed. As the clock moves and the price action develops, the limit up, limit down price levels will change. 106.93. It is a 105 high, Joey. This is on the rampage now. SMX's world, and we're all just participating in it at the moment.
You remember that story I told you about my my buddy's cousin Todd? What happened to Todd at reset?
Remind me, please.
We playing foot hockey. Todd wanted to play with the big boys. Todd gets smoked.
He got smoked. He tattled?
Todd tells on Joe. Joe goes home for a couple days.
Suspension.
Benny.
I got suspended twice, grade 7 and 8, for high school or for football. Because we kept playing tackle.
Twice?
We kept playing tackle, and then we ended up throwing hands one time.
Did you have pink pink sheets in elementary school? When you get in trouble, you get a pink sheet and you have to go home and get it signed?
Yeah, and your parents had to sign it.
Yeah, you had to sign that.
It was the worst.
Yeah, you have no idea.
It was the worst, bro.
Wow. Hey, you know your boy had a couple of those.
Only twice.
Yeah.
Hey, Ram.
No way.
Keep it down over there, Ram.
No way.
Stop bullying us from afar, okay? Yeah, only twice. Dude, I never actually got in trouble for doing anything bad. It was always what happened during recess. We play sports, we get heated up, the testosterone starts running, right? You pull down somebody a little too aggressively. Breaking news, PHM. Congressional watchdog probes Trump FHFA chief Bill Pulte, says CNBC. We know Bill Pulte has been involved in many different things, whether it's investigating, what's her name again?
You got a little prosciutto on the sweater, my boy.
I got a little excited, Joey.
I got to get that off.
The Fed governor, I forget her name. So lots of investigations going on there. Keep your eye out on that. Shout out to Rook78, Joe, Sharif, proving why they are the tag team champions of the North.
The Hardy Boys, man, world champions.
We got to get a couple of belts.
We should get some belts, man.
I like belts, man.
Yeah, I imagine having the tag team belt. We could do the entry, come in with the tag team championship belt into the Stone Cold.
We got to pause it for a second.
Yeah.
Favorite tag team of all time?
It has to be the Hardy Bros, no?
Okay, that's a good. That's a good one because of the tables. I want to get the boys to chime in on this, but we'll get in a second.
Eddie and Chavo Guerrero. I don't know if they were ever tag team champions though. Eddie and Chavo.
Actually, I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
you know what I mean. The Guerreros would be.
I know who the Katina Man would say because you posted it the other day. The Legion of Frickin' Doom, correct? Yeah, he's giving me the nod. Legion of Doom. I'm gonna go ahead and say.
Who is the Legion? Who was in that? You got to mic up, brother.
He doesn't know who the Legion of Doom is.
Who's in that one there?
I don't even know if I want to keep going with this topic anymore, but you just killed my vibe.
I don't even know who was in that.
No, but we're Canadian, so I'm going to have to say The Hart Foundation, man.
The Hart, yeah.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart and
okay.
Bret Hart,
Yeah,
man.
Bret.
I did like that. One's technical and one was power. Anvil, bro. He just come in there with his big like goatee and he's always pulling at it. And it's like he's a redhead, so it was like an auburn goatee.
Did Goldust ever have a tag team partner?
What are we trading over? Good times, guys. We're having a good time. Legion of Doom was in the 80s. I know, bro. I know. In the 90s as well. But yeah, sure, they did start in the 80s. Guys, I want to bring in a couple of good breakouts over here right now. They are quadruple U. So shout out to Jameson for pointing that one out. We didn't put the ticker on there. My apologies. Let's throw in quadruple U. By the way, quadruple U is on the Amex exchange, but it is at day's high. This thing keeps going up. Shout out to Jameson. I also want to point out the one I'm involved in, NVTS, at day's high again. SMX, another day high. Joseph Options, 106 high now on SMX. EOSC, finally getting a pullback. We mentioned that this one hadn't touched the 10 EMA on the 5 since 9:55 this morning. That has now changed. It gave it a quick glance at 12:35 and is now actually breaking down below it. So let's keep an eye out on these trades. We're starting to get some nice juice here in the afternoon, Joseph.
I did not mean to do that. Okay, we'll just get out right away, guys. I wanted to go short here, and I accidentally punched long, so I just got out of it right away. I have that short, kind of that mentality here at the highs on NVDA. Look at this meta come back in, man. What a good out that was. Oh, that's so unfortunate. What happened? What did I do here? Oh, that's what I did. Okay, yeah, I hit the wrong key and I punched. So anyways, aside from that, I still like this NVDA short, guys, especially right now as the market's slowly starting to come back in. Bloom Energy is doing its own thing as it's continuing to climb up to 115. Dude, what the hell, Leonte? This thing was at 101 today?
I'm telling you, it moves stupid, Joey, and that's what I'm trying to say,
13 3/4, my boy?
Yeah.
Bruh. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's some big-time movement.
Stupid isn't good.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right, Joey. And now for some very, very exciting news out of Canada for the sophisticated traders on the stream. Beta Pro by Global X Canada, Canada's largest provider of leveraged, inverse, and inverse leverage ETFs. They've launched 6 new triple leveraged ETFs, and they're offering you guys the 3 times bull as well as the 3 times bear exposure to the TSX 60, semiconductors, and on U.S. Treasuries. And if you want even better, they're offering a special fee rebate. They're dropping management fees to just 65 basis points all until New Year's Eve. Yes, December 31st of this year. Plus, the U.S. focus strategies, while they use currency hedging, which offers you the potential for pure performance as well as exposure. So, if you're tactical and you're a sophisticated trader and you're looking to amplify your performance, you need to check out betapro.ca/3x daily to learn more. Joseph.
Yes, sir. All right, so we're going to get that right this time. Hopefully. Okay. Whew, whew, whew. All right, yeah, so not too bad, guys. We're going to post up here at 80, whatever it is. So, yeah, we like this for sure.
Like it.
A nice move. Again, this was just a little bit of an error, so we got out right away. But if it does crack this support level, I don't mind chasing it down here and then adding a little bit. So maybe we'll do that. Because I do believe that we're going to sell a bit here. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, so there it is. We're looking for that break of support. If it comes back up to here, we're going to get that add. But as soon as it breaks through these pivot levels, we're going to hop out of that trade. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. Netflix slowly starting to recover. That last out on META, we're going to be FBL here for us.
Keep saying Meta's dropping.
Yeah, it was selling aggressive. So, I mean, boom. Out at 34.40 is on FBL, and then it climbs all the way back down close to our entry price there, Sharif. Yes, and then now you're starting to get a little bit of a rebound here. But still, I mean, you're up 3 and a bit there on the session. Not too bad whatsoever. Now we just need this consolidation high on NVDA to slowly start to cool. 5-minute print, you're starting to form those lower highs, and you haven't breached that 184.45 level. If the momentum really picks up and we punch through that zone, I'll get out of Dodge, no problem, and that'll be our first and only loss of the day. But there's still an hour left, so...
Don't say that.
Hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm giving it the
you got to get the good juju there going.
Yeah, I mean, hey, man, it's the vest. Well, I'm going to be wearing... I'm gonna be wearing it tomorrow as well too. No, I definitely won't be, but I would like.
I wore a vest one time on the show because it was like 100 under.
Yeah.
And I got made so much fun of by everybody here, by everybody in the chat. They called me Marty McFly because it was like a big red
vest.
puffer vest, like the one that he wears in. In whatever.
What's wrong with the vest? I don't know why people are.
Back to the Future. Thank you, SSC.
I don't understand.
No, yeah.
I think everybody should get them a vest, especially when you're putting up days like this.
Oh, this guy, he's just like dust off his shoulder.
Dust
Okay,
off
okay.
Shoulder, man.
My man.
In all seriousness, we're short NVDA.
You mean
guys.
life jacket? You remember that, Christopher Ocean? Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
you remember
the life jacket, man.
Because that's exactly what you guys were bullying me with that
everybody
day.
said I would have
in
the
a life jacket.
Hey, man.
Joey,
You know what?
SMX. $110.68. This one is on a rampage to the high side. Guys, we were long 90. We got out 97. It is now 110.68. The breakout is on, and the shorts are getting squeezed. Let's find out quickly here, Joey, what the short float by Perplexity, or that Perplexity has for SMX. SMX short float. Go. Let's go, Perplexity. Let's see what we got here, Joey. Around roughly 3 to 4%. I don't believe that. That's crazy. Other aggregators pull from other earlier or different reporting show short interest as a percent of float numbers in the 30+% range. That kind of makes sense given the squeeze here. I don't think 3 to 4% probably accurate for a name like this, but it's kind of hard to know. In any event, we got to pause for a second. We're going to the big desk with Adara.
Warby Parker just made a bit of a spike here. WRBY, CEO of the company, saying that they're going to be ending 2025 more profitable than they were expecting, and they're keeping prices low despite tariffs. I have some similar comments coming from the CEO of Tapestry, TPR, who's saying that the company can actually raise their prices for their enhanced products, and they actually plan to be ready to fully mitigate these tariffs. Back to you.
Yeah, Chuck of all trades saying, oh boy, when SMX dumps, it's going to get heavy. It's going to be ugly. That's what I just wrote there, you guys. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's right back into the highs, guys. Right back into 110 over here. 110.68 is the area high. So let's see if we can get above 110, because every time I'm looking at the level 2 over here, it feels like we're rejecting at 110 despite the fact that it's 68 penny high. I appreciate you, Katina, man. Always nice of you when you're throwing love in the chat. Shout out to the Katina, man. TT Mass saying iRobot, IRBT, one of the big movers yesterday, of course. All of robotics was because of the Trump tweet, or not Trump tweet, but I think we got a report that President Trump was going to issue an EO, an executive order, in the new year with respect to robotics. In any event, today we're not really doing much on IRBT, to be quite frank. It looks like we're down a little bit, trading at 322. The closing print from yesterday was 340. But you gotta like this though, because from the opening print yesterday, which was about $1.90, maybe $1.95, we're not giving back too much, guys. We got to a aftermarket high there at 430 of 370, and we're at 322 right now. So look, things don't typically go up in a straight line, so when they hold a majority of their gains like this is not a bad look. This is something to keep in mind. Obviously, we're always looking for what the next trade is, not just intraday, but swings. And robotics, as Brendo and I were talking about on the big desk today, so much potential for that. So many different industries that robotics can be a huge part of. You know, I mentioned elder care in the morning, but there's like a zillion other ones. Obviously not a zillion, but you guys know what I exaggerate for effect, obviously. But something to keep some food for thought there, Joey. If you had to punch into some robotics names, weapon to head, what are you punching into? You taking Tesla? You taking the ETF, the technology ETF? That's known as Tesla?
Yeah. I mean, do I get two options or just one?
Let's go two.
All right, Rich Tech and or Boston Scientific maybe.
I don't think they're public.
They're not
brother.
public. They're not public. Okay. Anyways, well maybe I'll talk with Vlad and he can set me up with some private on the old blockchain. So no, I would go Rich Tech Robotics and Tesla.
Going RR and TSLA.
RR.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Yeah. Certainly, that sounds like a good combination there. Go ahead, Katina, man.
Is public.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. I thought it was.
BSX.
What
BSX.
the hell?
Yeah, thanks. So there we go.
And shout out to Demolition as well, if you remember.
Boston Scientific is. Why is it still off so, bro? It's not actually.
Oh no.
Thank you for that, Katina. I didn't even know this was a thing, bro.
John.
It's not. It's a consolidated area high. Let's show the chart, man. This is a really good chart. I'm not going to lie over here. BSX, it's been in a really long area of consolidation, but I don't mind that. That's working.
Steady up there.
Steady up, exactly. Oh my goodness. From the July 2022 lows to the area highs, 210%.
We'll take that, man.
I'll take that any day.
And then you get this consolidation.
This is a good area.
Dang.
Where, you know what they say about these consolidations that are area highs? They're working into their multiple.
Exactly.
Right? You've got to work into the multiple because everything is always so forward looking, and then you wait till they actually achieve what you were thinking they were going to achieve, and then we start looking to the next step. Yeah, this is great, man. Thank you for calling this out. Man, I'm going to have to create a robotics watch list over here on the side chart because I don't have one right now. We'll do that tonight, throw in a bunch of names. SMX is at $114. It's now up almost 100%. It's got 2.38 million shares traded on the day. Traded carefully. It's all gas, no breaks. Adara.
Keep an eye here, guys, on AMD. AMD CEO Lisa Su saying the company's going to be paying 15% tax on their MI308 chip exports to China. So AMD Lisa Su announcing this 15% tax is going to be paid on these chip exports to China. Stock not moving too much, but do keep an eye on AMD. Back to you.
If they're even going to buy that thing.
Oh,
like
no.
you heard Jensen say, I can't even sell the H200. Forget about the H20.
We don't want
it's an even
that.
upgraded chip. He says, whether it's accurate or not, he doesn't think he can get China to buy the H200. What makes them want to buy the MI308?
Right.
I mean, is that a more superior chip than the H200? Let's do a little research here on the H200.
Pull it up.
I don't know anything about it, quite frankly. I've always been talking about the H20. Tell me a little about the NVIDIA H200 China specific, chip. I spelled specific wrong, but it should probably know about what I mean here. Okay, part of the family of the part in this family is the H20, not the standard H200. The H200 itself is the full flat hopper successor to the H100, while the H20 is a cut down variant tuned to stay just under US export control thresholds for the Chinese market. But, so why does Jensen want to actually sell the H200 if that is the upgraded version of hopper? Maybe because it's less than the B200, but then that's the problem. They don't want to buy any lesser chips. Interesting.
Let me ask you it's aside from, but the Huawei, have you seen that foldable tablet? The tablet.
I thought you were talking about the chips.
No,
okay.
the tablet.
Yeah, the one with the monitor, right?
Yeah,
and then it has a detachable keyboard.
Yeah. That thing's
It's
pretty cool, man.
bro. I mean, tell you, bro. Like they're not copying designs anymore, man.
No.
They are leading in the designs. There's an overlap between manufacturing and learning how to design, and that was a mistake the West made, thinking that they could just outsource all the manufacturing and maintain all the design, not seeing that there was an overlap between the two, and it is what it is.
They got some cool tech over there, man.
Bro, of course, man.
What was that?
Who's been to Shenzhen?
What's Buddy's name again? Who makes the military material?
Andrew? You're talking about Palmer Luckey?
Yeah, Palmer Luckey. Yeah, I was watching some stuff on that guy last night. You see that helmet and everything that he got going on?
So crazy.
But
I want to mention something about that. I was mentioning it to Brendo this morning. They had a failure in one of their larger drones. It's supposed to be a drone, an aircraft drone that supports other
I heard him talking about that.
And it crashed, and everyone was saying, oh, is Andrew really like that amazing company, or are they just kind of making the same things that the Chinese are currently making? And so there are a lot of people were tagging him on Twitter or X, saying that, and he was responding to a lot of them. And so he's, I don't want to say he's defensive,
but when you're building new tech, these things are going to happen at the end of the day, right?
Obviously, but your critics are loud and proud too, man. So
exactly. People
all right, what time is it, Joe?
What's that? Those kids. Some people want to see my downfall, and some of them are standing behind me.
Why you say stuff like that, JL822? That's
JL822.
funny, but I don't know. Come on, man. In any event.
Oh yeah, but that's our boy Jay Lee, man.
Hold on, is that?
Yeah, it's Jay Lee.
JL822. That's not JayLee.
Yeah,
is that his new name?
That's Jay Lee, man.
Is it
That's
actually?
our boy
Shout out
Jay
to
Lee.
Jay, man. Okay, it's funny, but.
Well, he does look like that at the end of the day. Like, the guy wears like palm tree.
He is a unique
shirt.
guy.
Yeah, I think you have to be unique at the end of the day.
He's the one that made what's it called? That Meta Quest, and then Meta ended up buying that from him, right? He's all about that life. All right,
yeah,
let's
see
start
what's up.
here.
That's Jay Lee, man.
Let's start with NVIDIA. We were just talking about the called the H200. And as we know, of course, Jensen Huang was in Washington yesterday where he met with President Donald Trump. And then he went on to the CSIS conference where he made more statements. And so let's get to the first part of that. He met with President Trump yesterday to discuss AI chip export restrictions as Congress, of course, is weighing proposals at targeting sales to China. Huang reiterated NVIDIA's stance, which is the following. They support export controls, but they want U.S. companies to maintain, quote, the best and the most and first. So you got to have the best, the most, and you got to be first. Lawmakers are considering inserting the GAIN AI Act into the upcoming National Defense Authorization Act. The act would force NVIDIA, as well as AMD, of course, to prioritize U.S. buyers before selling any of these advanced chips abroad, China included. Bloomberg, for their part, they reported the proposal is unlikely to be included in the NDAA, and Huang called that wise because he thinks it's going to cause harm to U.S. AI leadership. So here's the deal. The GAIN Act is more damaging, says Jensen, than the earlier AI Diffusion Act, but he also rejected the idea of a state-by-state AI regulation. Currently, AI is not regulated in its entirety at the federal level. So states are open to making their own AI regulations. That creates problems for these AI companies. Think about you're Sam Altman. You're creating ChatGPT. I got to create one version of chat for New Jersey and another for New York and yet another for California. I mean, how's that workable? That creates all sorts of problems. So I think I just think we need federal regulation. That hasn't happened yet. NVIDIA, as well as other major AI players, Joey, they're backing a new super PAC. Oh boy, here we go. The super PAC's called Leading the Future. And the aim of said PAC is to ensure cohesive federal level regulation. So they're basically saying what I'm saying, but they're going to put their money behind it and they're going to try to influence lawmakers. Trump has already urged legislators, Joey, to include language in the NDAA to preempt state laws and establish one federal standard. But however, Steve Scalise, the majority leader in the Senate, says likely won't make it onto the bill.
Yeah, fair enough, Sharif. I think at the end of the day, things are good. You're going to need a little bit more clarity. And it's going to come, right, as we continuously advance in this space and it becomes more and more popular than what it already is. Yes, we just took a little bit more out on NVDA, speaking of the devil. But aside from that, things will start to clear up. You'll get more clarity and everything along those lines. But this is what I'm talking about. Supply zone here on NVDA. You're still positive 2%, guys. This was a mistake right here, this little trade. I went long backs and got out immediately, and then we wanted to go short, so the risk to reward would have been a little bit better. So NVDA slowly starting to come back in and sort of the bigger names. But what's going Oppo right now, Sharif, you guessed it, BE and SMR. But what is getting absolutely slacked here today is Intel. We didn't really talk too much about Intel as it broke through some key support levels, and same with the likes of Advanced Micro Devices, slowly starting to bleed its own blood right now, too.
All right, SMX is coming off the high, guys, 117 high. It's dropping into 108. I want to let you know that the 10 EMA on the 5 is almost exactly at $100. So let's see if the $100 area ends up holding up. CRM, Joey. What a report for them. And by the way, I got to digress. Shout out to Jameson, man. You called out quadruple U, and there goes quadruple U into the area high. 16.18, blowing through that $16 level like it doesn't even matter, and holds that 10 EMA quite well, up 7% on the day. Quadruple U trades on the Amex. Salesforce, Joey. A clean earnings beat on both the top and bottom line. I know you've been looking at that one for a hot minute. Shout out to you. Look at that EPS, bro.
I know.
$3.25 a share, and they actually, or the street was looking for $2.86. They're crediting that to discipline, expense discipline, and investment gains. Revenue came in at a little bit more than $10.25 billion. That was in line with expectations, but a nice and a healthy increase year over year to the tune of 8.6%. That profitability, that take-home money, net income rose to $2.09 billion, up from the $1.53. But it was helped, though, by a $263 million gain from what they're calling strategic investments. Cloud mix, Joey, for Tableau was stronger than expected, which is emphasizing their pivot away from on-premises offering. Everything is on the cloud, higher margins there. How are they guiding, though? That seems to always be the case, or the issue. 11.13 to 11.23 billion ahead, though well ahead of the 10.9 expected, and would also account, if it comes to fruition, to an 11 to 12% year-over-year bump on that number, with EPS coming in, or the guide for EPS 302 to 304, matching the street's expectations. But it really was to do with Agent Force. Look at that number. Agent Force, which is their agentic AI, the annual recurring revenue surged 330% year over year, Joey. Last time around, they only had 6,000 paying clients, and that was in September. They got 9,500 paying clients now. It's starting to take off. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic numbers across the board here in Salesforce. It's funny to just think, like, why doesn't the street necessarily love this name? These numbers are absolutely phenomenal. CRM has done the opposite. I don't even know if it can. Like, there it goes. You're starting to climb a little bit higher in today's session. There goes NVDA as well, too. But there's been zero participation whatsoever over the past X amount of time. December of 24 was the last time you put in a new high. You're still down 34% off of that level from peak to trough. You were down approximately 41%, and now you're finally starting to break some downtrend lines. Why the street doesn't like this, I get it. His guides aren't as aggressive as some analysts obviously like, but you formed that base at 221.95, and now you're finally officially starting to break that downtrend line. Let's see if CRM can really start to get this its train moving here, because there's a lot of ground that it can cover, and if it does decide to play catch-up, Sharif, watch out, because this thing can go insane over an extended period of time.
Assassino, let's show them what's going on over here. Look at this, man. The boys are getting the work done. These are going to be the new desks that we have, our analysis desks. So we're going to have desks over here, and we'll just turn our chairs around, and we'll be able to face the other desk like that. It's going to be super cool. And then we're putting cameras in the side, so you'll be able to see us and whoever is sitting on the other side just from the sides like that. It's going to be awesome. And there's going to be screens on the other side of this as well to match the screens that are already on the big desk, man. The boys are doing fantastic work, and we're super excited to have all this done, Joey. It's snowing out, eh?
Oh,
Fantastic, Randy. Is it actually, though? It was sunny as hell this morning.
Warm, to be honest.
Okay, great. It's snowing.
Hands are hot.
All right, Joey, let's go on. Who said puts? Why would you say that, Big Lion?
Puts on what?
On this.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, but you know, some people just want the world to burn. You can't help them.
Oh, Big Leone, buddy, that's means for getting blocked, brother. No, we're not gonna block. I'm joking. You're not gonna block. You can talk, man.
Let's talk about Snowflake, Joey. Where's this one at? Because it was all sorts of weak in the morning here. Snowflake had days low, 10 3/4. Oh no, it's SSR. All right, they guided Q4 product revenue 1.19 to 1.2. This is the guide, by the way. That would be up 27% year over year, but that's only a little bit better than the 1.18 expected by the streets. Talk about lofty expectations. Investors expected 30% growth, Joey, and they only guided 27, especially though after a 70% year-to-date rally, leading to now a 10 3/4% sell-off. The growth shortfall though here is tied more to inflated expectations, according to this article, than any business weakness that the company is suffering from. They also announced a $200 million partnership with Anthropic, as well as deepening their cooperation with Accenture, strengthening their relationship with AWS, and they're actually now working closely with Google Gemini and other LLMs, Joey, to embed, large language models directly into Snowflake managed data environments, they say. With respect to the actual quarter's results, I don't have EPS, but I have revenue came in at $1.21 billion, ahead of the 1.18, showing demand despite the macro pressure, Joe. Yeah. What do you make of Snow?
Sharif, I remember I said something to you before. I was like, hey, man, we know we have the big cloud providers, but what about Snowflake? And I remember you're just like, hey, man, there's NeoCloud and cloud, but it looks like they're getting involved in the AI space. So can there be all that spillover? Can that start to funnel into some of these smaller names like Snowflake?
Remember what we talked about yesterday? Oracle going from single digits into double digits, because right now the only three that have double digits are Google, AWS, and Azure. So this could be another one.
There you go. So I mean, that's what I was talking about before, man. Operating cash flow, 35% increase year over year, 11% margin, free cash flow up 9%, up to 113 million. Adjusted free cash flow, 136 million, 11%. Added 650. Did you mention that?
What?
Added 615 new customers.
I didn't actually.
Record
Thank you for that.
658. Yeah, so I mean, a lot going on with Snowflake here, and the stock is starting to perform. I mean, you're starting to come in off of these highs, but we're not going to complain. You're down 20%, but if those numbers aren't completely horrible, 98% off of those April lows, so outpacing the overall market.
Gavin Foss is making me chuckle in the chat.
Why? What did he say?
He's like, thought you had Harry and Marv from Home Alone and stealing from you guys because they got the dude side.
Yeah.
And the other dude looks like
I get that.
Marv, man. Tis the season, though.
Tis the season.
You know that we're going to start seeing Home Alone on TV very soon. That's how you know, guys.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I mean, after Halloween, I'm okay with any Christmas day.
I love Home Alone, bro. I'll sit there and I'll watch it.
I just don't like I know the pigeon lady's nice, but you're giving me freaks.
It's the second one. The
pigeon
is the second one.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Do you know they took out President Trump?
Yeah,
during,
after
I don't want to get
they put him back
after
into
that incident.
Did they put him
I don't
back?
know. We'll see. We'll see this
man.
year. But they took him out.
He runs into him at the hotel.
Exactly.
Right?
They ended up taking him out there.
Yeah, shout out to Trump Hotel. And hey, listen, I think I want to go to LA. You were in LA, so I think I'm going to go to LA eventually. I can do some reviews on 2 of the American cities that I've been to as of late. Dallas and Chicago.
You like both?
I love Chicago.
You didn't like Dallas,
Chicago. Dallas is all right. Dallas is all right, but I like Chicago more. I want to see what LA is like. So you get, even though the chat's probably like, what is this Canadian doing reviewing our cities?
Why not?
Yeah, but why not? Come on. I give honest reviews. I love Chicago. I love Chicago. It's a wicked city.
I don't have anything bad to say about LA. There's just some areas downtown that you want to stay away from. That's all.
In Chicago?
No, LA.
LA? Yeah. I heard.
Otherwise,
and it's starting to spread as well.
Adara, give us your take on Snowflake.
A lot of thoughts here on Snowflake, and I think one of the biggest things that I kind of want to emphasize here with SNOW is that a lot of their growth this quarter is actually slowing down compared to what they reported last quarter. So this quarter, we've got SNOW reporting 29% year-over-year revenue growth. Last quarter, 32% growth. Product revenue grew by 29% this quarter. Last quarter grew by 32%. And also here, net revenue retention, 125%, exact same as last quarter. So that is not glowing. However, the one area in which I will absolutely give them props is the aforementioned RPO, remaining performance obligations, growing at 37% compared to 33% growth last quarter. Now, the other thing I think I want to mention here, and that's what I'm seeing a lot of analysts attribute to this drop today, their adjusted operating margin outlook for Q4, 7%. This quarter, it was 11%. So that is weak. Other than that, here in the slowing growth, I think this is a decent report. We'll have to see what they do next quarter. But yeah, I really think the RPO is clearly the area to watch. That's really the only way in which they grew better than they did last quarter.
Meta. So there was a couple of Meta headlines today. There was actually several. One had to do with Apple. The other one had to do with an EU probe. But the real one here, the reason Meta is up on the day is this one. The planned cuts to the Metaverse. Let's get to that. Sorry, it's a little, I had to do this after because it came out after the note. So Zuckerberg, I know. Thank you, Assassino. Zuckerberg is expected to significantly reduce resources allocated to the Metaverse. The potential cuts could be as big as 30% for Metaverse groups, and that would start next year. Sadly, it would likely include layoffs, possibly starting in January. We've seen Meta lay off people, even though they've been on a hiring spree to acquire talent at the higher levels. Some people, sadly, have been losing their job. The cuts stem, of course, from Meta's annual budgeting process, which is held at Zuck's residence in Hawaii. So apparently they do this every year. All the bigwigs at Meta, they go to Hawaii, they hang out with Zuck, where he built his little doomsday, what is it called?
Bunker.
Bunker. Thank you, Joey. There, and then they figure out where are we going to make savings. Zuckerberg has asked each department to cut at least 10%. However, the Metaverse group was actually asked to cut more than that, more deeply, because Zuck feels there's just really not too much competition that he needs to worry about in the Metaverse. Therefore, why spend so much? That's his thinking. I'm not vouching for it. Most reductions will likely hit the virtual reality group of the Metaverse, which accounts for most of the Metaverse's spending. And just to give you an idea about this Metaverse, this reality lab, which houses all these efforts, they've accumulated over $70 billion in losses, guys, since 2021. We're not even talking about the history of the company. We're talking about, from the COVID days, $70 billion. The company rebranded as well back in 21 from Facebook to Meta for that exact reason, to emphasize that vision by Zuck. And he's also since de-emphasized the metaverse, especially publicly and on earnings calls, saying very little about the metaverse. In fact, choosing to speak more about AI, for obvious reasons. They're prioritizing, as I mentioned, AI models, chatbots, etc. But Joey, they don't just want to be AI. They want to have a foothold in the products game. We've seen that, whether it comes to the Meta glasses and the 3 different versions of the glasses they recently released.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I think it's good. We know what happened. We know what happened with the stock before when he first started all this metaverse spending. Straight to the downside.
Right down.
And then sure enough, you're starting to see somewhat of a strong reaction in today's session. I like Meta. Listen, you make I know. You see what you see what
everyone on the Rail TV,
dude.
Lisberto Calvo.
He's back.
He's calves probably, right?
Lisberto Calvo. Oh.
So Joe.
Yeah.
I love the Marty McFly vest. Hey pal, what's with the life preserver? I mean, is that from the movie? I'm assuming.
I don't know.
And the other one there. Shout out to them. 'Tis the heated vest season, man.
Well, my friend.
It's snowflaking and Joey's equipped. Just need some heated earmuffs.
We set up, man. Hey, it's either hate it or love the vest, brother. I told everyone you need to get one. Life preserver. I think it's preserving all these gains that we got on today too as well. So, I mean, yeah, we're cooking up. Also, Ramin said Chicago's really good, by the way. And I was like, yeah, but you left me there. I had to train home. And then later states that she would have left me in the river if she could.
Oh, so God, yeah. You think Ram Ram has any sort of feelings?
Why not? Well, she just said she would leave me in the river. I thought we were friends.
Yeah, I
thought we were cool,
wager she'd do worse. Adair, breaking news.
Yeah, Target is really pushing higher here. Wall Street Journal reporting that the company is testing new models for next day delivery. Again, TGT pushing higher as Wall Street Journal reports that the company is testing new next day delivery models. So if I get more details, I'll let you know. TGT liking the story. Back to you.
Camera on that side, camera on that, it's gonna get it from there. Yeah, but good point.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the next story, Joey. Tesla.
Yes, sir.
So, as we spoke about this morning, we already know about the weakness in Europe, and I think this is already priced in, but this is the headline today, okay? Yesterday was a great headline for Tesla with respect to robotics. Today, we just get more of the same. We know Europe is weak, and this is what this is about. UK registrations, Joseph, fell 19% year over year in the month of November, dropping to 3,784 units sold. This follows an even steeper decline in October when registrations were literally cut in half year over year. The slump comes as total UK new car registrations also fell 6.3%. But when you juxtapose the 6.3 for the entire industry and you compare that to the 19 by Tesla, far underperforming the market at large and not a good look. And a lot of that is being blamed on the entry of the Chinese EVs into the European market, specifically, of course, BYD and the aggressive European expansion that they've been pushing. Their registrations in Europe have more than tripled year over year, directly pressuring, obviously, Tesla. But that's not all it. We know for a fact that there's been a lot of political backlash towards Elon Musk for the political positions that he's taken and his support for certain parties in Europe. Legacy automakers, Joey, as well, they're accelerating their EV releases, and that's obviously crowding the market.
Absolutely. Guys, I just found something crazy, and it's not this vest. I'm digging into exchanges and stumbled across BTCC, top 30 globally. But here's the wild part. BTCC has never been hacked. While major exchanges keep getting wrecked, BTCC stays untouched. Zero know your customer if you're in the US, Canada, and Europe. Through Trader TV, you get 100 USD coupons for registering, plus 15 bonus, thing that covers losses up to 15K USDT. Seriously, what am I missing here? Scan the QR code for more information. All right, guys. Yeah, I mean, there it is. We'll talk a little bit about Tesla. I think Katina Man said that potentially a new all-time high by next week. I like that. Definitely leading into the new year. I think we can break that 478 level in Tesla and continue to climb a little bit higher. Other than that, guys, we got stopped out of the NVDA position as well, too. So, I mean, the short number 1 worked. This was just a little bit of a figure. Short number 2 does work. But this is, it's a tougher grind on this one, right? This was supposed to be my original entry on this one, and then we can take that move, but we just had a little bit of a mistake, a hotkey error, and then sure enough, we come back, stops us out, break even, roughly, and then we get it. I didn't have as much size as I wanted to, or nothing close to what I had on SMR earlier in the day. But yeah, I mean, SMR up to $23. We talked a little bit about a supply zone on the weeklies. Once we get to tomorrow's expiration, that might be able to be lifted, and then we head over to the 30s, which I think is going to be a pretty good target here for SMR. Let's head over to the daily and see what we got going on from there. $30 leading into the holiday season. We will take that all day, every day. But yeah, I mean, if there's any specific that you guys want us to go over, I know we're in the news. We're looking at some other thing. yeah, that's a good one. I'm not invested enough in SMR. That is for sure. That's a good one. We like that. Maybe I have to pick up a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, guys, it's been a pretty fun session. It's Thursday. Yeah, I mean, hockey, 10 o'clock. We'll hit the gym as well, too, so we got a lot going on. Joe, can you take a look at Riot, please? Absolutely. We'll take a look at Riot. But first and foremost, we're going to send it over to Adara, see what she's got going on. Riot Platform is kind of going opposite of what IBIT is. Adara, what do you have?
What I have here, Joe, Trump is still talking. He is talking here at this event with the DRC in Rwanda. That started around 10 minutes ago, more or less, or at least that's when the stream began. And I want to talk here about MP because Trump just mentioned that they're signing a critical minerals accord with the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda. So this critical minerals accord is moving MP. I didn't really see any of these other names moving. I checked TMC, didn't do anything. USAR, not really moving either. So MP seems to be the biggest mover here. Sorry, back to you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Adara. So yeah, pretty good, not too bad whatsoever. A lot going on right now, but Bitcoin starting to get a little bit of a bounce. BE coming off of that $120 high. But yeah, I mean, NVDA is slowly crawling back up higher. But Joe, please break the tie, yay or nay on sweater vest. My boy back here is wearing a sweater vest. You can, yeah, I'm all about the vest, brother. It doesn't matter what variation it comes in, man.
Like he's gonna go against vest while he's wearing that.
Yeah, I'm all about any iteration of the vest.
Let's go, Joey. Let's go on to the next topic. Apple design chief defects. Yet another defection to Meta in the Silicon Valley talent shift. So Apple confirmed that Alan Dye, its long-time head of user interface design, is leaving the company and moseying on over to Meta. Apple did announce that Stephen LeMay, a veteran designer since 1999, he's going to be Dye's successor. Dye was central, according to Apple, for the development of the UI across iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, Apple TV, Vision Pro. What didn't he have a hand in? Zuckerberg announced that Dye will lead a new creative studio called Blending Design, Fashion, and Technology. And he stepped into the leadership role in 2015 when Johnny Ive, of course, reduced his day-to-day involvement. And under Dye, Apple unveiled the Liquid Glass, the much maligned Liquid Glass UI redesign in June. Meta is increasingly, as we've been talking about for quite some time, positioning itself not just as a social media company, but as a hardware and AI ecosystem competitor. This here aligns with that move as they look, obviously, to create software. Adira, give us a story and give us your take on Apple.
Yeah, I want to first talk here about RR because Rich Tech Robotics is moving around a little bit here. As you can see, this one spiked up. It was featured, or appears to be featured, in video posted on NVIDIA's blog. So NVIDIA mentioned here sending RR higher, at least temporarily. Let's talk a little bit about AAPL, though, because I do have some thoughts on this. I want to know how much Alan Dye is getting paid. Because as we know, like that's kind of been the thing. Meta's trying to give people a lot of money here for, to come join them, come jump ship, if you will. So I'm kind of curious there as to the money there. I'm guessing that would be a monetary decision. But I also am curious about this new creative studio that Alan Dye is going to be working on. You know, I have a lot of questions. I don't think we'll get answers to these for quite some time. But either way, I would, keep an eye on A, what happens here with this new creative studio, and B, what is Apple's creative direction going to be now? We know Johnny Ives, as mentioned here, he fully stepped down about 5 years ago now, 5-6 years ago. So it's been a while since his creative vision has been with the company. We know he worked really closely with Steve Jobs. So now we're like, 2-3 design guys have removed away from him. Liquid glass guys gone. Let's see how his successor fares in AAPL.
Thank you very much. All right. Yes, I see that PMCB or PCMB, whatever the hell it is. Let's find out. Is moving again, guys. Good call on you by that. This is one that I was involved in earlier. Did lose VWAP, and then rocketed up. Look at that, to 147. Back into VWAP we go. And it looks like it's holding here with another up move into that $1.30. I'll submit to you guys, though, that as I spoke about earlier, it's at $1.33. That really seems to be that resistance level, despite the fact that it got into 147. It spent all of no time there. So PMCB looking to move up over here. Let's go on to the next story, though. We'll have to skip Joey on this one. Palantir unveils chain reaction, which is a new operating system for what they're calling is US AI infrastructure. I'm not really sure exactly what that means as of yet, but we'll find out as the days come. They unveiled Chain Reaction, a new OS aimed at powering America's AI infrastructure. The company says the bottleneck in AI is no longer algorithms. It's actually power and compute. I agree with that wholeheartedly, requiring an entirely new energy-centric infrastructure. The system is designed to upgrade aging power generation into high uptime resources, which are capable, of course, of sustaining the huge AI workload and the massive compute demand that it requires. So the software is looking to stabilize and expand or target stabilization and expansion of the national power grid. Chain Reaction also will support the design, reproducibility, and the deployment of the next-gen hyperscaler data centers. I feel like every time I talk about a Palantir development, I'm reading words, and they're very abstract into actually what's being done. I never feel like I have a firm understanding of what the hell they're doing over there. Yeah. But, maybe because they're just so advanced, and it's so industry specific. Yeah. I personally, I'd like to see an example of how this is all going to be consolidated. But Joey, we'll get your opinion on this in a second. We're going to go to Adair here.
I have news on two stocks here. For one, Microsoft is moving higher here. CNBC reporting that the company is going to be raising prices of commercial office subscriptions in July, it sounds like. To get more details, I'll let you know. Then we have PEP. This one, as you can see, fluctuating a bit here. Wall Street Journal reporting that the company is close to reaching a settlement with Elliott, of course, an activist investor. So settlement on watch here for PEP, and MSFT rising here. Reports are going to be raising their commercial office subscription prices. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Joey.
Yep.
Give us a take.
Yeah, I mean, as for Palantir.
Why? How'd you find it, Ram?
Crazy.
Like, how'd you even know the day?
That's wild.
What the hell, Ramin, bro? Oh my God.
Well, if we're going into comparison, you're looking pretty good there compared to Marty McFly, brother.
That's why it looked. That's why they called me the Marty, right?
Yeah.
It's actually quite puffy.
It is puffy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna wear it tomorrow.
Hey, brother, watch out for the numbers that are you prepared to put up those type of numbers when you wear the vest?
Those type of numbers, this guy, bro. Look at this.
No, it's all fun and games, man.
No good.
Only 128 votes, man. Come on,
I know, man. Let's
38%. No, as for Palantir,
give us your take, Joey.
Listen, this stock has been doing phenomenal things. We'll head over to the technicals on this name,
yes, sir,
and see what we got going on. Yeah, I mean, I did not see this, Sharif.
Yes, sir.
I did not see this print. Did you have that wick candle on?
You want me to double check?
Yeah, please double check.
I think that is actually a legit.
Is that genuine
candle,
move?
PLTR.
Yeah. When you
daily.
Yep. When you see that, oh man, that's the shortest thing. We say, Joe, where have we seen this before? I'm not going to say it's going to get as drastically as bad.
Oh no, not ammed.
Ammed, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, I like everything that Palantir has been doing. I love Alex Karp. I think he's an interesting character, and I think this company is going to continue to grow. The international.
See my deal book yesterday? He was going off with Sorkin, bro.
Was he?
He was going off. He's always going off.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like, what was he going off about?
He's a loose cannon. About society. About,
obviously, always being on the offense. And
I love him, bro. I just like.
Yeah.
If you want to see a riled up, fired up guy, It's Alex Karp.
Dude.
And the thing is, like, he's a multi-billionaire now. He's got nothing
He's got nothing to hide anymore.
Angry
right?
about.
No, nothing.
But he's
Wow,
fired
just
up all the
he's
time.
passionate. I like Palantir, and I'll continue to like Palantir for the foreseeable future.
All right, guys.
Oh, Glaze, sorry, one thing, Glaze.
Yeah.
The next thing, brother, is I'm going the quarter zip. I think that stuff's so cool. You know what the quarter zip sweaters?
Yeah, of course. The ones that go to here.
Oh, yeah.
of course.
Watch out, man. Let me grab a couple.
The Katina man's got
You
one
got the,
on right
Katina
now.
got the quarter zip
what
on.
do you got on
Oh, you
right
got.
now?
You don't
He's got a dress
Neil's
shirt.
got the quarter zip.
He's got
though.
the dress shirt right now.
Neil's got the quarter zip on right now.
Like, we just get done dirty there, man. You know what I mean? Like, just like
I don't know.
what the
I
hell?
think it's fashionable, man.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't feel that it was
Yeah.
that puffy when I put it on.
It doesn't
But when
look
you went
that-
on camera,
it doesn't look that
And then
puffy.
I inspected it afterwards.
After?
Yeah, you look bloated. Anyway, let's go on to the next story, Joey. We're covered Palantir. Let's talk a little bit about Micron basically exiting the entire consumer market for memory to focus on AI demand. So important and so much demand is there right now for HBM, high bandwidth memory. They're like, we don't really care about individual clients. Micron announced it will stop selling consumer memory products under its Crucial brand to redirect all the resources towards meeting exploding AI-related memory demand. Executive Sumit Sanada said AI-driven data storage growth has created surging demand for memory and storage. AI data centers are absorbing all the global memory supply, according to him. Advanced AI chips like NVIDIA's Blackwell 200, Google's Ironwood tensor processing unit all take 192 gigs of advanced high bandwidth memory per unit. And for example, the MI350 takes 288 gigs. Memory requirements for AI vastly exceed those of consumer devices, making consumer RAM relatively low value for Micron. Interesting take here. We already know that Micron is competing with the likes of SK Hynix and Samsung, but Micron is actually the only US-based memory manufacturer in the category. That gives, of course, some sort of competitive advantage as you want to reshore and buy American, of course, and Micron is the only one. SK Hynix, however, remains NVIDIA's primary memory supplier, but Micron looking to expand its dealings with NVIDIA, Joey, and Micron's cloud memory division, just to give you an idea of how much demand there is, reported 213% year-over-year growth, underscoring the high margin opportunity that they have.
Yeah, 213% is kind of like what in that specific segment. It looks like what the actual stock's been doing, guys. You're up 293% off of those April 7th lows, and even more if you go to the peak, approximately 352%. And I mean, you're not very much off of that high. I know Katina Man doesn't necessarily love this name just yet, but we can't deny what the technicals are doing. You're only 13% off of those highs, but almost 300% off of the April lows.
Yeah, Joe, and you're up 170%, and you were up to 200.
Yep.
So you're well off.
Yep, for sure.
200% year to date.
Sure.
But this is like feast or famine, man.
Exactly.
It is,
exactly.
because every, like we're like a month, not a month, but like 6 months ago, there was a glut of inventory. They couldn't get rid of all the HBM.
And that's why I agree with Katina Man, because if things start to go south and the CapEx really starts to cool off, watch out, because this name can get hit definitely the hardest. Considering it's been up substantially, you're going to probably see the opposite play of that.
That's a good point. JUSU94 dropping €2 in the chat, Joey, and he reads as follows. What do you think about Intel? You want my opinion? You buy, okay? I don't have Intel. I've never owned Intel. But they've got the political tailwind, and the direction of the world right now is going in a certain way, and I think they stand to benefit. Your thoughts?
Intel, yeah, same thing, man. As soon as you see the government take stakes in things, you probably want to get a little bit of your cash flow involved with that. This stock has doubled since the middle of the summer. August, right? A little bit even more, 117%. In a consolidation that we were like, hey, we didn't know if we were ever going to break out of that. Obviously, at some point you're going to. But, I mean, we talk about this name quite often, and we had a high of around $68. You're still 33% off of those levels, whatever, 36%. And, I mean, it was dead money for quite some time, but slowly starting to come back alive. Shout out to Lip, Boo and company.
Yeah, so the reason I say that is because, you know, when you're saying that you need to buy American, or just that whole push of wanting not to rely on major supply chains in Asia. Well, then who stands to benefit from that? Obviously, obviously Taiwan, very friendly country, but their proximity makes it a geopolitical risk. We all know that. Let's just cut the crap. Okay, it is. We all know what China's getting ready for, whether it's next year, the year after that, we already know what is up. So Taiwan is a bit of a risk. Now, who can replace Taiwan in terms of a foundry that's American? Well, there's just really only one, man. I mean, obviously there's some others, but not on the scale of Intel. Now, the problem has always been their products suck, right? NVIDIA didn't want the 18A, they didn't want the 14A, AMD didn't want either, and Apple walked away like 5 years ago. Now we're starting to get a little bit more of a different take. We're starting to hear AMD is going to start using, for certain things, some of the foundries. Apple as well, not confirmed at all, but there might be tying up again with Intel for the very low-end M processors and A processors. So whether or not it ends up happening, you feel like the political winds are blowing in a certain way and business has to adjust. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you 100%.
Let's go on to the next topic, Joey. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink continues to pivot towards crypto. I'll remind you guys, Larry Fink was crapping all over crypto for years, calling it, great for money laundering and criminals. He's changed his tune lately. Once a vocal critic, yes, the article writes, Larry Fink reiterated that he thought crypto has evolved, acknowledging his earlier skepticism was misplaced. His comments reflect a broader Wall Street shift, of course, towards treating crypto as a Main Street asset class. Just to give you an idea of how strong IRBT has been. IRBT, which is BlackRock's ETF, launched in early 26, has become the largest U.S.-listed Bitcoin ETF. Listen to this, Joey. Assets under management, well, not assets under management, but $70 billion in assets held in that ETF, making IRBT the fastest growing ETF in history and BlackRock's most profitable product that they've had. Together with MSTR, IRBT and MSTR, of course, are one of the largest Bitcoin holders in the world. Fink did warn, though, that Bitcoin remains highly volatile, driven heavily by leveraged traders, he even knows it, who amplify both rallies and sell-offs. His takeaway is as follows. BTC can be a long-term asset, but institutional adoption doesn't eliminate near-term turbulence. What are your thoughts? Well, go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, for sure. New traders, listen up. First month free. That's right. We're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description. Yeah, I was talking about this the other day. It's definitely, the IRBT ETF is one of the most successful launches of all time. It's definitely BlackRock's most profitable asset as well, too. And not very management fees, essentially why it wiped the GBTC out of kind of the gameplay.
Why are they charging so much on GBTC?
They messed up.
Why are they charging so much?
I don't know. They messed up. I'm pretty sure they fired that guy anyways. But yeah, I mean, as for the leverage aspect of things, we're going to have to be keeping an eye out on this for quite some time. And I mentioned to you guys yesterday as well, too, I don't think it's just a new wave of retail traders. I think there's other entities out there kind of just trying to leverage their system, looking for that exponential return in which we've experienced in Bitcoin all those years ago. I just don't think you're going to get that right now.
Exactly. The FOMO is really...
exactly.
I want to give you another little piece here, and I know you're going to like this part, Joey. Fink argued the biggest breakthrough for crypto will be tokenization of financial assets. He's talking about stocks, bonds, real estate, infrastructure. He says they offer lower friction costs and they streamline settlement. And look at this, Joey. BlackRock has publicly begun exploring broad tokenization efforts to try to laying out his thesis in a recent Economist column. Can I say one thing? I follow The Economist on TikTok, and they have some of the most down-the-middle, unbiased reporting that in any major media news entity. Yeah, dude. And they're lengthy. The Economist is sick, and they're not right nor left. I feel like they're that throwback that's literally down the middle. I really like The Economist, by the way.
No, I mean, as for tokenization, I think that's what we're going to move towards, Sharif. We know that Ethereum, Tom Lee's been talking about it for quite some time, looking for the whole financial sector, the SEC pushing to put everything on Wall Street onto the blockchain as well, too. So we're still in the really early stages. Think about it when the Clarity and the Genius Act passed. That was just in the summer. It wasn't too long long ago. It takes a long time for the banks to adapt to certain things, and it's only a matter of time. Watching the next couple of years, things are most drastic.
Yeah, this is going to be this is like paradigm shifting.
Like
right?
if they're talking, exactly, it's a fundamental change. It's a drastic change in what we're experiencing from currently right now. So, I mean, it's only a matter of time. It takes a little bit of obviously work, and it's a slow process. But who knows where we're going to be for a couple of years from now.
I'm pumped. Let's go on to the next story. Paramount Skydance ups breakup fee in bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. So what am I talking about here? So they reportedly increased its breakup fee offer from $2 billion up to $5 billion. The fee would be paid to Warner Brothers Discovery if the deal if a deal is agreed upon, but it fails to close. We often see this, of course, and it helps sweeten the deal. It's seen, though, the increase from 2 to 5 as a strong vote of confidence that regulators would actually allow the merger to proceed. If you think there's a regulatory headwind and that it's a likely or maybe 50-50, then you're unlikely to want to put more up money that you won't be able to recoup, right? Because if the deal falls through, WBD gets that whole $5 billion. So WBD's received second round bids, including a mostly cash offer from Netflix, industry willingness to consolidate, of course, premium content libraries and scale in streaming. In October, Warner Brothers Discovery's board rejected around a $60 billion offer for Paramount Skydance, signaling it believes that was undervalued and it can get more, Joey. Yeah. WBD, Paramount Skydance, Netflix, they're all involved.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be one of the next largest kind of acquisitions. You gotta be patient to wait and see where this is going to go. Whoever does end up acquiring them, I think at the end of the day is going to be probably one of the more dominant streaming sources out there, considering you get a whole bundle of things. And I'm just going to be patient and wait and see. Imagine if Netflix started having HBO series on it. Like you have the Game of Thrones and you have all those other, right. I'm pretty sure Euphoria as well is on HBO as well too. So, I mean, just keep an eye out on this deal to be made because it looks like there's a lot of interest in this name and it's going to make a super giant in my opinion.
I like it. All right, Adara, give us your take on Warner Brothers Discovery.
So I have to let you guys know, if you're interested in this story, I would highly recommend following Charles Gasparino on X because he's been reporting a lot of these updates that we're hearing. He's always on the ball with it. I also have to mention that headline on the screen. Trump officials are saying that the U.S. is planning more stakes in mineral companies. But I want to go back here to our friend Charles Gasparino and what he's reported about Warner Brothers and Paramount Skydance because he's reported a lot from this morning. There's actually a lot of new stuff that came out around 9:30 a.m. So let's get into it. So for one here, at 9:35 a.m., he basically reports here that apparently Paramount Skydance sent a letter to CEO David Zaslav of Warner Brothers saying that there's some behind-the-scenes meeting with regulators with regards to their bid for the company. Then he follows that up with, I guess, saying that apparently this letter is viewed as hostile, like they're trying to do a hostile takeover here at Paramount Skydance for Warner Brothers. Basically, they're trying to directly appeal to Warner Brothers by saying, hey, we have a better chance because of our tight connections with regulators of getting a deal through than what you're going to have if you go with Netflix. So PSKY getting quite aggressive. And then last but not least here, around 11 a.m., Charles Gasparino reports that Warner Brothers is now asking for a third round of bids. So they got second round. That's all cool. Now they want a third round of bids. So this is updating constantly. If you are interested in really up-to-date reports, I would recommend following C. Gasparino on X because he's been reporting all of this.
Thank you very much for that. I have a MasterCard with PC Financial MasterCard, so I can get optimum points.
Yeah, you get the. How many
Loblaws is selling them like 50 because I redeemed. not long ago. I like 15 bucks.
So yeah.
But they're selling PC Financial, so Loblaws agreed to sell PC Financial to EQ Bank.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, why are you laughing?
What Katina Man was saying without the bank account was looking at.
Oh. It's the email, Katina Man. It says important update. Go ahead, Katina Man.
No, I was saying because I thought we have like a ridiculous amount of PC points. I thought that's what you're talking about. And I was like, Marissa's always saying, oh, today there's like a sale. You redeem like 100,000 points. You get like $200 or whatever. So I'm always looking for those deals. That's why I was looking. I thought maybe there was something, with Christmas coming and everything like that. We have something like
Katina,
a ridiculous.
Why don't you get the PC Financial MasterCard, brother? You get a bunch of optimum points every time you use it. unless you're getting points.
I got a pretty good deal with my credit card right now, but yeah, no, I think that is a valid point. So I think, you know, having credit, and I was talking about this with my son, it's important to start your credit early, right? And so like I want these guys, I'm telling him even now, and I know it's just debit, he doesn't have a credit card, he's 13 years old, but buy things, you know, through your cards, and then that way you can build up a little bit of credit through that.
Yeah, but
you got
make sure you put the cash on the card. So if you're going to buy something, so how I was taught, before you buy something, put the cash on the card and then swipe the card after.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you don't want to pay interest on it, obviously, leaning forward. But the thing is like, this is why I don't really spend or use cash or even my debit card. It's because like, just that one, I don't know what percent you get, but like the 1% cash back or something like that actually makes a difference. Like if you're spending a couple grand a month or whatever anybody spends on their credit card, that'll add up to like, you know, over a while. Or you know what's a good one too? If you're traveling a lot.
Exactly, I was just about to say that.
How do you think I flew to Dallas and back? How do you think I got to Chicago?
But apparently you took a train though, Joe, after all that.
What do you say? I didn't hear what you said.
You took the train because Canada, because Air Canada shafted you.
What do those points expire there, my guy?
I had to take the train, yes, that is.
All right, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, KITT, man. Let's go on to Intel deciding to keep their networking unit in-house. They announced they're going to retain their networking and edge unit named NEX, called the NEX division. It previously explored divesting that part of the business in a broader effort, of course, to strengthen the balance sheet, but things have changed for Intel. We'll get to it in a second. NEX, the company says, will create a better long-term value through tighter integration across all of Intel's platforms. They recently, as I mentioned, their financial position has changed because they've raised equity capital significantly, or liquidity, I should say, reducing the urgency to sell some of their assets. $8.9 billion investment from the U.S. government, $2 billion investment from SoftBank, $5 billion from NVIDIA. You can see how their balance sheet has changed a little bit here. Management sees also this division, this NEX division, as critical to strengthening their competitive offerings across AI compute, data centers, edge infrastructure. So they're holding on to it and they're happy with the move here. Joey, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, good stuff there. It's small wins left, right, and center, Sharif. And sure enough, you're going to start to see this kind of start to climb up 115% from a technical standpoint here in INTC. Today, taking a beating though. I don't know how much that headline has to come into play, but
what are we down on?
Yeah, it's down a bit today.
What are we percentage-wise?
Yeah.
Oh my God, 6.5?
Yeah, almost 10% at that $40 low. So I mean, yeah, roughly around 6.5%. Tough. There's no signs of turning around, and it's kind of going off of some of the other makers here. AMD isn't too bad, NVDA isn't horrible, but INTC getting a beating for sure.
Joey, I might have to get out of my MCHP trade. I was getting rinsed on this, and now I'm back flat or a little bit in the money. But if I sell this thing and it goes up, I'm gonna freak out.
Okay, so then don't sell it then.
No. Joey, do you think you see an inverse head and shoulders there?
I'm not going to force it, so no. If I don't, if it doesn't display itself, then
what do you think now?
Maybe the shoulder's a little deformed on that one. So.
Yeah, they're always deformed. Guys, do you think this is an inverse head and shoulders here? Down trend preceded, check. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline break. I want to say 75. Tell me, throw ones in the chat if you see an inverse, if you think you see an inverse head and shoulders. Throw two if you're not buying it, and I'm grasping at straws here. Let me know what you guys think. Bovin is okay. Bovin says one. I'm seeing twos. I'm seeing more twos than ones. I'm seeing a lot more twos.
What were the options again? One or two?
One or two. One yes, two no.
Two no for get out.
Two, I don't see an inverse head and shoulders. Okay. One, I do see an inverse head and shoulders.
I'm putting a two in there. I'm putting a two. I voted two. Neil voted three. Neil voted three.
Neil.
So he's got both of them.
Neil put 42, bro.
And 6'9". Wow, he's a menace today.
Yeah, I know. He's a menace, man. He's great.
Oh, yeah, real cool, Ramin. 6'9", haha, and 420.
What are we going to do with her?
I don't know, Shady.
What are we going to do?
You don't even want to know.
Yeah?
Yeah. How much sleep you get last night, Ram?
Probably none. Not quite there. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think it might be grasping at straws. I'm break even now on this trade. I got into it because they were supplying analog chips, and apparently analog chips are coming back in favor with AI data centers. So you can't win them all. Told you 6'7" is our kid 6'9". All right, Joey.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna finish off the news here, man. So
right,
let's
brother.
finish with this one over here.
Which one's this?
President Trump announced a major rollback of a Biden-era fuel economy rules, calling the previous standards burdensome, and of course, his affinity for hyperbole will never change, calling it horrible as well. Biden's rule targeted about 50 miles per gallon for ICE cars by 2031, a level intended to force an acceleration into EVs. The Trump proposal significantly reduces the mandate from 50 miles per gallon down to 34 by 2031. So not now, easing the long-term compliance pressures from your legacy automakers like your Fords, your GM, your Stellantis, but it also obviously will help European automakers as well. I would have a different standard for them. I would start shaking down European companies right now.
Yeah?
Right now. Absolutely. The amount of shaking down that they do on American companies
is insane.
And we're not even American.
We don't even.
And I'm getting mad about it.
Yeah.
Because it's constant.
It's always an antitrust. Everywhere is an antitrust with those guys. Digital tax as well, too.
Everything, Joey. There's investigation. Okay, anyway. Ford CEO Jim Farley and Stellantis CEO Antonio Filosa attended the Oval Office announcement, signaling a strong industry support for the changes. Auto dealers and manufacturing representatives said the rollback aligns vehicle production with the actual customer demand. We know that people still prefer, for whatever reason, ICE cars as opposed to EVs. Range anxiety as well as other things, of course, come into play there. But we've been seeing some hybrids really gain popularity.
Yeah.
My man, do you know about this, Randy? They sound better, but you hear about the change between 50 miles per gallon to 30. You know about this one. Okay, he knows about it.
You know about it.
I always feel obliged to tell Randy any car news. What else we got here? The oil lobby apparently was behind a lot of this, Joey. The American Petroleum Institute heavily lobbied for the rollback, arguing the Biden rules were designed to phase out liquid fuel vehicles as opposed to, pushing into the EVs. Trump officials claim the rollback will improve vehicle affordability, a major pressure point with the average new car. What the hell? The average new car is 50,000 Americans. So what does that mean? The average new car is 65,000 Canadian?
Pretty much.
It's more, dude?
70.
It's 66 to 67,000. T, what's up, yo? Sharif, it's not range, it's resale value. Yes, I know. The resale value is going through the roof or through the dumpster, but it's because people don't want them, brother. But if people wanted them, the resale value would be up. So do we just need a change of habits here as, the older generation gets less and the younger people move up and, they start getting more buying power, Joey?
Yeah.
They like maybe electrical a little bit more than ice. What do you think here?
I don't know. It's interesting. But didn't we have something similar as well, too? By like 2035, they wanted to go completely EV here in Canada.
Yeah,
Trudeau made something
and your
like
boy,
that.
your boy Carney scrapped that,
Yeah.
too.
Well, shout out to him, our other boy.
I really like Mark Carney, man.
You like him right now?
I like him, and I know a lot of conservatives in the country, like not the Conservative Party, they don't like him. I'm a conservative, and I like him. I think he's doing the right thing. He's doing all the right moves, and he's a pragmatist, man.
We'll see that reflected in GDP at the end of the day. It's going to take him a little bit of time.
It's going to take a lot of time.
It's going to take a lot of time. But I mean, if the other guy can do 10 years, what's Mark Carney going to be in office for? So I mean, we'll just let him do his work. We need to obviously exploit the ring of fire and kind of just get the economy growing on and firing in all cylinders because it's not. But yeah, same thing, Sharif. We had something similar, and Carney scrapped it. Probably not a horrible thing whatsoever. I don't know about EVs. Do you think you were going to buy an EV in the next few? Do you have an idea? You did want the Saib though.
Yeah.
You did want the
My
Saib.
next car, whatever it is going to have the following.
The hybrid.
Big wheels because of the city, or big tires because of the city potholes everywhere, and air suspension. It has to have air suspension.
So G-Wagon.
Yeah, no. More like a Saib.
Yeah.
No, there's a few cars that are like that. But yeah, those are going to be my. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes left on the show. Let's review. I'm going to review the small cap gappers that are moving over here.
Ooh, hold on, Shreview.
Yes,
so
sir.
what we're going to do, it's called the 30-second review.
Oh.
Are you ready for the 30-second?
I'm pumped to hear it, man.
Well, no, you're up first.
I'm up first.
Yeah, you got 30 seconds.
Okay.
You're going to review all of your trades
All my
and
trades.
break it down.
Oh, no.
Are you ready
Joey,
for that? I'll give you a couple. You got 30 seconds to
I
get
don't
ready.
even have them all up, bro.
You will get them ready.
Oh, okay. Well, you start.
All right, I'll start.
Yeah.
30-second review. Are we ready to rock and roll?
He's ready.
We traded 4 names today. First one on the docket is going to be NVDA to the short side, and we started to take this to a little bit lower. We eventually get stopped out. Why? Because there's a supply zone at 185 on NVDA, so that's why we're looking for the short. Bang, one done. I'm probably about 10 seconds in already, so we're going to go over to FBL. We better pick this up. We were just churning shares in this one on multiple occasions. Strong catalyst coming out in the morning, cutting the Metaverse spend by 30%. Fantastic stuff. Moving higher. We take 3 attempts on that. They were all green and good to go. Now, as for, I'm way over 30 seconds now, Shreve. I'm freaking out. I'm stumbling over my words. SMR was most definitely our best trade of the day, and we didn't even catch the meat of the move. So there it is, SMR. Nice hammer candle print on that 5-minute. That made me go heavy and full size. And there is your 30-second.
All right, PMCB, here we go, Joey. We took the breakout there into that $1.15. The scalp was aggressive, and we took it to 145. I tried my hand again at this, at the volume weighted average price, or the 10 EMA. It lost it, and I got out of the trade. That's PMCB up 51%. GNPX, look, this is a loser for me. And in fact, it is one of my biggest losers on the day. We tried to get in over here for a breakout, for a bull flag continuation. It didn't hold, it lost trend. I stopped out. NVTS. This one was actually positive for me, not a big winner, but we ended up holding this one for a little bit through up to 940. We had to stop out, break even on the last remaining amount. QLCS. This is by far my biggest loser in a while. And we actually had a decent trade on it initially, but we ended up getting a little too aggressive at that $7 area, and then all hell broke loose to the downside. And this is the one that I like. Several dollars here on SMX, as this one was rocketing up over 100%. We took this one from 90, almost into 98. Last but not least, WRAP. We had a quick scalp on this one, Joey. That one I shouldn't have got out of because, as you can see, it ended up going down.
All right, bang, and that concludes your 30-second trade review. Yeah, it was a little bit longer. I mean, 60
My
seconds.
bad.
No, it's all good. It's all part, man. There's a lot of material to get in.
I want to cover these ones, though, Joey, because these ones are still going.
Go ahead,
there's new ones now.
Talk about
so
them.
Quadruple U, as Adira brought us, there's more movement now into the materials names. MP is up 2.5%. Criminal CRML is running, and so is Quadruple U. It's up 6 1/5, and it's trying to hold that $16 area. Watch for the curl on Quadruple U. Right next to it, I'm putting in the ticker right now, CRML, Criminal, another materials name, literally just printed the day high a few seconds ago into that 936. It's trading at 9 1/4. It's generally holding that 10 moving average on the 5. Criminal looks really good as an intraday trade. So does ASTX. This is a double levered ETF for ASTS, the space company. It just printed not that long ago, the high of the day into 47, but it just dropped into 45. Printed a hammer candle, and then we've got 3 candles there to make new highs. SMX I've already mentioned. NVTS looks good as well as EOSE. Shout out to Jameson for pointing out this one. This was all gas, no brakes. And then, as is always the case, Joey, the brakes do come on at some point, and it's a $15.99 high with about 20 seconds left.
Ooh, 20 seconds remaining. Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty good day. We're not going to complain. Some bottoming signals here on INTC, guys. I hope everyone's had a fantastic session. I think you had to roll over into the energy sector. Oh, that's one thing that we didn't do today. That was a top performing sector. So we'll make sure we get that done tomorrow. But SMR, absolutely phenomenal in the intraday session, and same with Bloom Energy as well, too, guys. The quantum name's moving, too. So let's take a look at
Criminal's ripping up, guys.
Is Criminal? There goes IonQ as well. IonQ, a nice recovery after those identical price action patterns, different spaces. But what we've seen in what was it, SMR? We're seeing in IonQ as well. I mean, we'll wait for Katina Man to pull up
take
here
your time, brother.
and see. He's good. He's good. He's got the Tim Hortons
he's got the
coffee
tea,
going
my
on.
boy. He's got the little tea thing there. What do you got? You got Earl Grey there, Katina Man? It looks good. London Fog.
What's that?
I have no idea. Isn't that a brand?
Don't know, man.
London Fog? Like, you never seen those trench coats, those raincoats? They're
Oh,
called
like,
London Fog.
oh,
yeah.
is it
They
like
kinda
the
look
long,
Burberry coats
ones
a little
one?
bit. The trench coat.
Oh
my God. No, you didn't. No, you didn't,
What?
bro.
What?
You just went like this with the trench coat?
Yeah. Bro, that's what it's for. What movie is that from?
Bro, it's not a movie. It's an incident in reality.
Bro, I didn't know.
Combine?
Oh no, okay, no, I didn't know you were referring to
That's what I thought you were talking about, bro.
No, I didn't know that's what you were referring to. That's crazy. No,
Oh, we always get controversial. I love it,
no, but I didn't know that's what you're talking about.
All right,
oh
guys.
my days.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, guys, we're going to send you over to the big
right.
boys. Oh, actually, Katina Man's still not ready. We're going to wait a little bit for
He's gonna let
Katina Man
these
to come
guys
in.
talk a little bit here.
Yeah. But there's a lot of strength right now, guys, in the materials names. They're all running up. TMC, the metals
every
company.
American gangster movie.
Yeah, of course, brother.